Before the wrestling match begins, I have some words to say to fans from every nation and throughout the USA. It wasn't very long ago I had a ringside seat. My father was a champion who seldom knew defeat. I pray each night to God above, if I could pay my dues, that I could be a wrestler too and fill my father's shoes. World Wrestling Federation, the answer to my prayer. My father's watching every move, my opponent best beware. Rest in peace, Lanny Poffo. And welcome back to Mystery Titans Theater, everybody. My name is Travis Walash, and we're great to have you with us here. Got some of you online here. We're live on Twitch. I'm happy, as always, to have my buddy and yours with me, Johnny Hedgebeth. Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing good. And fucking Knights outfit.
Yeah. Well, this was selected. Of course, this was selected by Chief J historian, the Ken Burns of wrestling, Mr. Kelly T. Nelson. Kelly, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, this is Sir Lanny Poffo. Apparently, he worked this gimmick for a bit
I gotta move
in Memphis. I didn't know that until reading like his death notices and stuff.
Yeah.
I just remember him from the bunkhouse, battle royals in WWF.
Right, I was going to mention that, but yeah, but before we get to that,
a chance to break out the old armor.
All right. Before we get to that, we are really thrilled to have with us tonight really special guest, a guy I got to meet in my trip to Texas back last April. I want to hear more about your trips since then, especially the one last Rumble and things like that, to see who, some of the mutual friends we got to see there again. Your friend and mine, JT Rozzero. JR, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a while. It's like throwback month for me. Like, so yeah, went to San Antonio, hung out with Will. Hadn't seen him in forever, and now getting a chat with you guys. It's like full on throwback.
And we got, I believe that's Chad in the chat as well. Big Boys play WCW, right?
Oh boy,
yeah,
we're in trouble.
Flounder 824. Now we're having lots of first.
We just need Parv to.
Oh, that's our boy Keithy.
Oh yeah, do we?
That's Keithy. Awesome.
Yeah, we do.
I'll take a Parv appearance.
Yeah, for sure. Down.
Things have cooled down in the last few years. It's all right.
Okay.
No, I was going to say it's good that
we've got trying to rhyme wand with something.
Okay. We've got two Canadians here and two Americans, so it's emblematic of the way our two countries just shot down a UFO.
I was going to say we've been teaming up to shoot down weather balloons.
Yeah,
big sign.
Okay, so yeah, tell us about Eddie Gilbert versus Lanny Poffo, 83 Memphis. Kelly, whatever you can.
I don't know much. I picked this because it was from Memphis. Something different. Looks like it's maybe going to be like some sort of street fight. I don't know. Eddie Gilbert's, of course, awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a tribute to Lanny. So we should be in store for some goodness here.
R.I.P. Lanny's dong, says TJ. And Keithy said, I love talking about Lanny's big old cack. TJ says it's in hog heaven. Very good. Very good.
In hog heaven.
The Hall of Fame of hogs.
Again, it wasn't the size of his hog. It was his flexibility.
Right. His back or whatever.
You think Robert Fuller would try and one up him? He's like, I can do that.
Yeah. He'd try and throw his back out. Oh, my back.
He wouldn't even have to bend.
So he goes to. I'll say he tends to tie his shoes. It's just it's there.
Just down his neck a little bit. That's all.
He starts doing his foghorn leghorn gimmick from WCW.
Too easy for him.
Of course, Jimmy Hart in Memphis is the best.
Yep.
There's Moose, attaboy. Some men are born with micro penis. Others have all the luck. Thanks to my Italian genes, the genius can self-suck. Very good, Ben. Good to see you, Moose. Lots going on in the chat early tonight. I like it, guys. Won't be able to keep up because
the ring,
we gotta pay tribute.
Where'd they steal that ring from a used car sale?
Yeah,
right.
Like the state fair.
4th of July parade or something for sure.
Maybe it was like July 4th weekend.
Opening day at Little League down the street.
Because usually they don't have anything on that.
They waited till the team pictures were done, and then it's snagged. I like those pants. The leather pants are nice too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no idea the context to this. I don't even.
Travis had those, I think, when I met him in Dallas.
Yep. Like when I sang Prince
for this karaoke night.
I do like the long sleeve baseball there with the lavender.
Oh yeah, he challenged him like anytime, anywhere. So he's wrestling in his street clothes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this wasn't Eddie Gilbert's new look.
Yeah, Eddie's the shit here, says Keith.
He's been dead for almost 30 years, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was one of the first kind of the. Well, he was after the Andre, Kerry Von Erich, Dino Bravo.
There's no real
trilogy.
The big three in '93.
Yeah,
there's no real one of the first after all them Von Erichs. Come on.
That's true. Yeah.
no, those were kind of staggered out though. You know,
Oh yeah.
it was before it became like 10, 12 guys a year. Sort of
Right.
I remember when Mike Von Erich died, that felt like such a big deal. Like wrestlers don't die.
Yeah, that was my first one.
Oh, how naive you were.
They're all gonna live forever.
I mean, I had already known that Rick McGraw was murdered by Roddy Piper, but that was about it.
Allegedly.
JR mentioned that you got a pork butt on the go, so you may have to step out for a minute.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be on the go, so I wanted to make it for Super Bowl, and it's like I can tell you if I did it first thing in the morning, it may not finish for when people come. But I didn't want to put it on before this starts, then it might finish too early. So I gotta hit the window.
All right, hey, no problem.
We'll see.
So who you got in the game, JR?
Eagles, Kelly, just for you, buddy.
Yeah, well, of course. I got my lucky TO jersey on. It worked last time.
I wouldn't do you dirty. It's a rare Super Bowl where I like both teams. Like I don't care. Like most years the Patriots are in it, so I got to root hard against them.
Yeah,
so
thank God that's finally over.
That's done. So now it's kind of like, and then last year I had this random bet I put in week 3 on the Bengals, like a $10 bet to win the Super Bowl. They were like 2-1. And it would have paid out like $1,400 or something. And right with a minute left in the game. So I was sweating last year's, but this year it's like no money on the line, no significant money on the line, no rooting interest, so I could just kind of enjoy the game.
Yeah,
I'm of course rooting for Philly, being the Jersey boy. But
you spent some time there as well, right?
Oh, well, all the time. I went to wrestling there. I was sports, everything. Philadelphia was my home. Me and Danzo, Danzo's the biggest Eagles fan I know. So he's probably at the game now that I mentioned it. He was at the last one they won. He flew out to Minneapolis.
It's funny. The last one was in Minneapolis. It was like super cold. Now they're in the desert for this one.
And but I like the Chiefs as well. I like Mahomes. I love seeing Mahomes succeed because it pisses off racists. So that's just great.
Yeah, but the Eagles have Jalen Hurts. So
too. I know. Oh yeah.
No, it's a rare one too. Like we're both. I mean, they're both the best two teams.
Yeah,
year, so
the point spread's only 1 for the Eagles. It's as low as I can recall.
Yeah, they both. It'll be a good one. It's like
I think the Eagles. I don't know. I'm actually super confident. I think if they play their game, the only thing that would do them in would be stupid turnovers or something.
Well, they haven't lost this year with
just
Hurts
once.
And with like everyone. Yeah, but not like at full speed, right? Did they lose?
It was to Washington, and it was like I said, it was a bunch of turnovers, like a unusual amount of turnovers. So,
but the other games they lost, he was out, right? Like when they were kind of sputtering and stuff. Yeah, so it's like
injuries. Yeah, they're pretty much fully healthy. Although Hurts' shoulder is still maybe not. It hurts. It hurts a little. Anyway, maybe we should talk about wrestling. But
well,
it's what Lanny would have wanted.
I think we'll have a few more opportunities tonight.
Listen, you cocksuckers. What kind of a tribute is this? I can write a better tribute with my cock
in my mouth. He broke out the night costume. It's the infamous bunkhouse battle royal, right?
Right.
Where is it? Yeah. It's in the magazine. I remember that picture of it in the magazine. But,
oh. Lanny was fucking big too, man. He was like taller than Randy.
Yeah.
Do you think he reached his potential on a big promotion, or do you think he was underutilized long term? Or do you think like everything he got was like pretty much on point for what he would have gotten?
I think he reached his potential everywhere except but he even reached his potential in WCW because that's the sweetest deal of all time.
Right. So he just got paid to chill.
That was the best one. Yeah.
But yeah, because he was never going to be a main event guy. He was a fun little undercard guy. And then when he got to be the genius, he got attached to Hogan feuds and stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect role for him.
The one Hogan loss of his
count out. Yeah, Saturday Night might have been
a rare Hogan loss. Yeah.
Well, I remember I wasn't really watching wrestling anymore at that time. I was taking a break, and my friend Jason,
we were on a break.
A common, or I don't know. I guess Travis, you weren't really friends with him, but anyway, Jason would always fill me in on what was going on, and he was like, "Leaping Lanny Poffo beat Hulk Hogan." Like, but he didn't explain that it was by count out. You know,
that it was a new gimmick,
like a total. Yeah, I didn't even know he was a heel. It's like, shut up. No,
Kelly's like, shut up, nerd. I'm trying to talk to chicks.
Yeah.
That was like right when I started watching.
That was my excuse.
That was right around when I started watching.
Right there. There's a trigger.
Oh
my God. Oh my God. I don't want to see that ever again, man. That was not cool.
He's not going to be doing it to himself right now after that.
I'm going to make sure you don't pull that shit backstage ever again.
That's too bad.
Jimmy Hart just broke his hand, says Moose.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, dope.
Here we go.
Dope. Fantastic.
Headband off. So this must be 84-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
When they were out both baby faces. Because Randy then turned heel before he left again.
You think Jimmy should have kept the cane?
Yeah, I mean, the megaphone did sort of.
He only had it for a little while. Hey, when he got to WWF, Blassie was like, "Listen, canes are my fucking gimmick. Got that, you redneck piece of shit."
Could have been a night in Harley's Roundtable. All right. Anyways, here we are. We're back in '93 again. This is first for Mystery Titans Theater, or first fan cam. But so we'll see how this turns out. It's good. We've got a couple, masters of conversation here in case things get a little blurry.
Oh man, which are the two? I mean, do we know what month this is?
It's June. It was the day before the first King of the Ring pay-per-view.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was curious, like how far removed we were from MSG airing these, because they stopped early '92,
March '92. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of fan cams from '93 and '94 out there. Wow. I'm assuming the same person.
There's one out there from a show I went to about a month before this in Providence. That's a fan cam that's definitely out there. It has a Shawn Michaels Mr. Perfect, where Perfect gets the Dusty Finish title change. I know it's kind of like a well-known one that's out there. Curious if this card is similar or not.
Did Papa Shango just burn the middle of the ring there with that okay. And Tito. All right, let's see what he can get out of.
This is a rematch from the dark match of WrestleMania 9.
Yes.
Yeah, Travis and I went to a WWF card about 3 or so weeks after this during the Calgary Stampede.
Right.
And that had Perfect versus Michaels on it. I can't remember if they did a Dusty Finish.
Is he doing
but for sure that matters.
Was he calling him a bull? What the fuck is he doing?
Yes, no shit. Yes, Johnny's been sharing those with all of us. He's talking about the AI podcasts with Gorilla Monsoon going around on Twitter. That is directly the Mystery Titans Theater sweet spot. He's like making jokes or references to jokes we've made 1,000 times.
It's so funny.
It's so good.
It is so funny.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. Every day, look, while I'm at work, I'll check my Twitter, and one of those pops up. That's a fun. That's a great 2 minutes that just cheers up my day. Yeah. And they're so fucking funny. And
really
the AI Meltzer, he finally he took him a while, but he figured it out. The AI Meltzer is the funniest fucking one.
Hey, Greenie's in the house. Fantastic. Now we got everybody. Now we got a crew.
Oh boy.
Speaking of dark matches, really?
Yeah, I know. It's like the shadows.
I don't think it's a burn spot. Looks like is it just the video screen? It's like something is casting a massive shadow over this.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, this will test our abilities to be entertaining podcasters.
Yeah, that's what
I was
saying.
like, hey, when are we going to do that show I found my first Crockett show, TV show that made me a lifelong Jimmy Valiant fan. No, we're going to watch this, some fucking fan cam instead.
Did it
We're
involve
doing
a
that
glass
next week.
table, Johnny?
He said,
It
Heath
did.
said,
Is that the video?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He says Lanny's cock is casting the shadow from up, from up above.
From heaven.
And back in time. Well, he was quantum leaping Lanny Poffo famously.
That's right.
Titans of Wrestling. So
Oh boy.
he had mastered time travel. Well, I picked this card because JR and I and Scott, we used to do MSG shows on Place to Be podcast, and this is one you've never done. So here we go.
I was just thinking how much I missed them, Kelly. Thanks.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
and
I needed a break for those. It's been a good break.
There's a potentially really awesome match on this show. We'll see how it translates on a fan cam.
We'll kind of see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be close to the end for Shango, right? Like I don't think he's there.
Yeah, and Tito as well. I don't think Tito survived past this. Maybe actually, I should bring the card up. This, I think, maybe this was definitely Tito's last MSG show. I think
he lost a qualifying match to Razor Ramon. I know that.
Yeah,
for the King of the Ring, and that was like one of his last TV matches, I believe.
Yeah, he was gone. And Shango. Yeah, I'm actually almost surprised Shango was still around because after the Warrior feud, I don't remember him doing too much at all.
Doesn't he?
TJ says Papa Shango stuck around to like 95.
No, he became Kama.
Supreme Fighting Machine.
Yeah. But it wasn't. There was a break in there.
Yeah, but in those breaks, I bet you that he still quote unquote worked for them, and he'd be working in Memphis, right?
Yeah, he did do Memphis for a bit at some point. I think it's in '93, right?
He was the Soul Taker, and
no, he goes back as Shango though. I think as like I think he beats Lawler for the title. I thought
they offered Tito. Tito, do you want to go to Memphis? Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna go teach kids.
I'm gonna go to Phil. Though he goes to friggin' wins the ECW stuff.
Yeah,
with
he
him,
was kind of workshopping the Shango gimmick as the Soul Taker. Yeah, it'd be pretty soon. Yeah. And 93 was the apex of the WWF Memphis crossover stuff. That's something we should do someday. One of the McMahon.
Well, there's like Memphis. A 30-minute comp out there with just all that.
Yeah. I've never watched. Yeah.
I've
seen a playlist with like 20 videos.
It's everything. It's good. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of it, and it's fucking great.
Yeah. This is Tito's last MSG match.
He was working in Memphis.
It's funny if you listen to the people filming this, you can hear them. They're both like smart fans, or one's definitely super smart. He's giving away all the backstage gossip. And this guy was this guy, and Doink was Matt Bourne, and Doink now is this.
He sounds like a joy to be sitting next to at the wrestling show.
Well, there's a kid too. The kid's like, "Shh, the match is starting." Shh.
Really? Oh, really?
So for one of them,
I know
it was probably like his little brother or something.
I've observed that guy at shows before. Yuck.
Oh, for sure.
Total fucking zeros.
Yeah, so you guys as many of you know, I'm heading out bright and early tomorrow for sunny Los Angeles, California. Do 2 days at Disneyland. We're really excited here in this family. We've been watching nothing but YouTube
Song of the South.
Yes. YouTube tips and tricks videos, and like exclusively every night, as well as whatever. And I know JR I've
been at Disneyland once, and I just know it's like it feels tiny, so just be ready to feel like clutter.
Oh yeah, I've been to Disney. I've been to Disneyland many times, but
I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, recently.
That's what I just remember about it, is that it felt like very cluttered.
Especially comparatively so to Florida, right? Which is like uber spread out and huge, so I'm told.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Still feels crowded.
Yeah,
I've never been to either, and I have to be completely honest. I've never had the desire to, even as a kid watching the specials and the parades and stuff. I never was just like, I want to go to Disneyland. It always felt like it was little kiddie to me.
Yeah.
It's not anymore.
Yeah, no,
I know, but I never had that childhood. I want to go to Disneyland.
I know.
I was like, we got Six Flags Great Adventure and fucking
it's not
Pine
the same.
Barrens.
You feel it. You feel it when you walk in the door, man.
We had Callaway Park in Calgary.
Hey, in Jersey.
No, my mom offered to take me when I was 14, but I'm not going with my mom at 14. That was the only chance I ever had.
It's more like Travis said, you
go earlier. No,
when you get there, you definitely get swept up in it a little bit.
Yeah.
But there is like a much more adult aspect to a lot of it too now. Like a lot of the rides, Epcot,
it's a little blue.
You can walk around Epcot and drink. I mean, and like even in Orlando, they have Disney Springs, which is
cool.
Just like all like bars and restaurants and clubs. And stuff.
Well, we got reservations at the Blue Bayou, which is the restaurant inside Pirates of the Caribbean ride, where it's like
the place from Police Academy
in the dark. I don't know. Yeah, that's a Blue Oyster. Yeah. Well, I got reservations.
Okay.
It's gone mainstream now.
I never went there, and I just watched the documentary about it, but I remember the ads in New Jersey. We had Action Park. You guys ever heard of that?
No, yeah, of course.
No.
Yeah,
Is that the one that just had a bunch of problems or something? Or
That's
like
they call it Traction Park. The kids got killed there. It was fucking insane.
Oh yeah, that was one.
Yeah, the Action Park documentary.
The one from The Sopranos, whatever that one was called.
Yeah, no, plus there's like some like all the like nooks and crannies. Like I remember Patton Oswalt once described, if you give somebody with insane OCD a ridiculous amount of money, that's what you get at Disneyland, because it's just so, the attention to detail is ridiculous. And that's what it's so rad. Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Just like the attention to detail by Papa Shango with his offensive
right,
attack.
with that elbow drop.
Yes.
Precision offense. Deliberate's a good word.
Yeah, well, it's the typical MSG opener.
I say we go on Broadway, you think? What's your prediction?
Yeah, with Tito being his last match, I doubt it, but it'll probably go pretty long, unfortunately for us.
Oh yeah. Oh, you think I don't know all the secret dark history of
right.
Disneyland Moose? So you got to watch Defunctland on YouTube. It's really good. A lot of really great shorter and longer form documentaries about some of the stuff. Pretty long. Speaking of Lanny Poffo, says Moose, very good.
Yeah, this match stinks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The more things change, the more they stay the same at MSG.
Oh, Kelly, those MSGs almost broke me from all podcasting.
Yeah.
By the last one, I was done. I was so tapped out.
You guys went through all of them. I only came in I was there for the first like year or two, and then it was a little more choosy after that.
We've watched a couple over the years for sure.
They're fun. They're fun and like to throw on.
And the main events. Yeah.
Doze off to, but like to do a full podcast recap of every single one. Was a lot.
Yeah. When you're alone watching them, taking notes. Yeah, there's a few things worse in life than that.
I remember, dude, and I remember as a teenager,
might be exaggerating a little bit.
When I was a teenager, when I was a teenager, though, when I finally got cable and we got MSG Network, I mean, those were like, I sat through all of those like, this is fucking awesome. I couldn't believe I was getting the live MSG show on free cable. And so I just like, I have nothing but fond memories of a lot of that.
Oh yeah. There's so much nostalgia in them, which is why I was mad that it kind of almost ruined it for me. But the worst part was how long, because they were all like a legit 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? Like they were all
they were long. It was the entire
there we go, the roll up.
It was an entire Tuesday evening at my house when I was 16.
Oh, Tito did get the
yeah.
There you go.
Crazy.
They were both kind of on their way out anyway. So.
Yeah.
The best part of every the one thing we could always look forward to at every show was Howard Finkel announcing the matches for the next month. It was our favorite part of the show.
Yeah. The trailers.
There's the kid. I can hear the kid.
Yeah.
Sounds like a young who's a Haley Mills.
So here's my relatable fan cam. I never did the fan cam in the arena, but my grandparents had like the illegal box. I don't know why they had it of all the people in my life that had it, but they had them and one of my other friends had one. And my cousin for Bash of the Beach 94 went over and brought his video camera because you couldn't do the VHS because it would come out all fucked up because they scrambled it or whatever sometimes. And or you know what, they didn't have, my grandparents didn't have a VCR, and my cousin was afraid to try and hook one up because he didn't want to screw up like the box from not working or something. So he literally set his video camera up in the middle of the living room and fan cammed the TV to get Bash of the Beach 94. And like you can hear like my uncle or my grandfather, he's like shh, like they're talking in the background. I'm like, oh god.
That's awesome.
But it's my only fan cam story.
Yeah. Well, there's like back in the 70s.
What was the main event of that show? Flair and Hogan?
Yeah, it was Flair Hogan won. Which is a good match.
With Shaq, wasn't Shaq there, and Mr. T, all that, yeah.
Dude, speaking of Shaq, have you guys seen that Shaq documentary, that 4-parter? I was on, I think, HBO.
No.
Fucking great, dude.
Really?
But coincidentally, I finally watched the Orlando Magic 30 for 30 last night, actually, on Disney. That was pretty good.
Oh, here we go.
This is going to be Sean Perfect, right? Probably.
Right. Wow, so that's cool that we're seeing actually the same house show run that we would have seen, Kelly.
Some of the matches, yeah, but
pretty
not
cool. Yeah, right. You know, but within.
Okay, so wait a minute. When Nash first got up there, and they didn't figure out his look yet, and he just was wearing his street clothes.
White,
that's
white denim. White denim was so hot in '93, man.
This has to be his first.
This is his first. I think this might be his first appearance.
I was gonna say it's gonna be up there.
This is MSG debut. It's about a week or 6 days after his first.
Right, I was gonna say it's gonna be real early.
Yeah,
he was telling the story. He tells the story that how he fucking conned fucking WCW. Used their own fax machine to send his release to Vince, flew him right up and said, "You're on the road with Sean now," and he just had his street clothes. This is what he was wearing.
He wasn't even Diesel yet.
No,
yeah, he was just Shawn Michaels' bodyguard.
Yeah.
So when he debuted in the Jannetty match, is that when he actually debuted? When he wins the title back, right?
Yeah, and there's no footage of that. It was just an update on Saturday. Update, and Shawn Michaels regained the IC title with help from the mysterious new bodyguard.
He looks part Terminator.
I'm sure the guys filming this are going crazy. That's Vinny Vegas, bro.
So it might actually not be perfect then. It might be
the guys
okay.
The big guy there was Vinny Vegas, but before that, he was Master Blaster.
Shut up, Dad! This is why Mom left.
Addicted to the Wrestling Observer and neglected his marriage, unfortunately.
Magic Mike 3 out in theaters now. That's what we're doing. We're doing viral marketing. We've actually got Kevin Nash joining us right now. I hear.
I don't think he's in. I don't think.
Is he not in? Yeah.
I don't think he is.
So this is interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
A good 10
first click. There we go.
9-10 months before the ladder match.
This.
I
mean, Razor's not even really a face yet. Like he works in a ring as a heel.
Yeah. I think they definitely done the 1-2-3 Kid loss already.
Yeah, that had just happened because that's what Marty won the belt. But
so this was probably kind of a
tweener, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, and to see what kind of response he would get.
Wow,
in
this
New
is
York.
Pretty cool then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking maybe a few years down the line we do a curtain call. What do you say, guys?
Let's look it up.
Yeah, filmed by the same person. It's like the same.
Yes.
Same
it is the same angle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It must have been. I don't know if he had like a season pass or something. I don't know.
I spent your tuition on these Season pass tickets, darling.
Oh no, he probably
we're getting history right now.
He would like trade seats with somebody. I gotta sit here because it's the best angle for my fan camming.
Oh yeah, he's sitting in someone else's seat and being an asshole about it.
At least it's not like Brody in on Seinfeld with the big bag of candy.
Great character.
If you lick your fingers before you put your hand in the bag, we all could have had some.
These tensions on some kids.
Yeah, Moose is asking. Yeah, these are for 93. Moose was asking, how did fan cam people sneak in camcorders the size of a toaster, especially back then? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were. It was those. They weren't the well, they were still the gigantic ones, but I'm assuming it was one of the camcorder ones.
And TJ says shady ushers too.
Yeah, maybe he knew. Maybe it was kid's uncle was an usher or something like that.
MSG, man, you got to sneak that shit into MSG.
They wouldn't have had like super strict bag checks back then, I don't think.
Right.
It's Super 8's nephew carrying on the
Betamax is the name of his nephew.
I
mean, we can't hear the crowd super well, but it sounds pretty into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they are. This was that era where WWF sucked, but there were certain guys you knew were going to be fucking good, even if you didn't like their gimmicks. And
well, 93 is like a sneaky good, mainly on pay-per-view.
Oh, wow.
That was a wild spot.
God damn.
It's a sneaky big, like, over pay-per-view year. Like, the crowds on all the pay-per-views in 93 are red hot all through the year, even with it being kind of down.
Bob Calling, thanks for joining us, man. Best fan cams are the ones where the fans are doing their own commentary. So, yeah.
No, the best fan cams are the legendary Rocky Raymond, who on film and in his basement doing his own commentary.
Yeah.
Post-production.
With Bruce Springsteen records playing in the background.
the whole time.
Those are classic. There's a lot of those out there from the Boston Garden.
So we're probably just not even like a year removed from both these guys being on WCW TV, right? Well, I mean, when does Hall first show up?
Oh,
I know he starts wrestling in like
91. He was Diamond Stud for sure.
Yeah, but I think he's still there in 92.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe not quite like Kevin Nash, but it was pretty close. Like he was on WCW
and then showed up.
And then a couple weeks later.
Wasn't Razor at SummerSlam 92?
Yeah, Hall shows up August 92.
I guess, yeah, just
Bob is saying.
In Flair's corner. I haven't seen that show in a million years.
I don't think he's on the show, but I think he's there.
Yeah, he didn't
already.
Sure. Yeah, he was there summer of 92.
That was one.
I mean, we all loved him right away, like because we were teenagers. We were totally heel fans.
Oh, that vignette where he pushes the guy in the
one of our heroes.
When he pushes the guy in the fountain is like that's all.
Yeah, yeah. He was amazing, and they kept turning all our favorites babyface. It pissed us off. Razor, they turned Doink babyface. It was one after the next.
Oh, you and Danzo, you're not only Eagles fans, but you're the exact same way. Danzo hates it when his favorite heels turn babyface.
Right.
But Ramon was basically the same wrestler when he turned babyface. Like he didn't become a total smiley, happy, handshaking, hand slapping babyface.
I was a little older, so I had a little bit of a problem of going, that's Scott Hall doing a fucking Al Pacino accent.
Right. No, we know you're
Scarface.
Your hang up with wrestlers changing gimmicks in the 90s. That's your kryptonite as a wrestling fan.
Well, I was still coming off being a fucking smarky little asshole, so.
But Razor, I mean, that was just the perfect gimmick. Like, who cares? Scott Hall was boring.
I didn't mind it that much. I didn't like Diesel bothered me because I thought the name was stupid. Diesel. What the fuck kind of a name is Diesel? Your world champion is named after fuel. Fuck you.
Yeah.
The best kind of fuel.
Yeah, exactly. Most expensive.
The strongest fuel.
Don't doubt Vince. He knows what he's doing.
It's later a jeans company as well, remember?
Dude.
Yeah. At the time.
93 Sean is like maybe his worst 30th year. But this friggin' match, he's
Yeah.
flying all over the place.
Shows you they already had chemistry.
Yeah, he's working, man.
Mm-hmm. Moose saying Shane came up with the Diesel.
Oh, there you go.
Makes
Probably
sense.
the bouncer at some stupid fucking
best
club
kind of
Shane went
fuel.
to.
Moose, that is so inside. So they named him Alberta tar sands, the best kind of fuel. Working for our government.
That's a good one. That would have been a Canadian indie gimmick.
Yeah. Alberta tar sands.
Well,
There's a Canadian version of Diesel.
Get on it, Travis. Get on it.
Yep, you're right.
That ship has sailed long.
After
Oh man, in Vancouver, in the commercial drive in our like hippie neighborhood that we where the boombox is located, that would be pretty.
You got to get a bigger guy, give him a Diesel gimmick, and call him that, and boom, dude, for heat. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's next show is the
next
18th
weekend
after we get back. Yeah.
You're up against the elimination chamber.
Oh, is that right?
You're already running opposition. You get a little heat up there at the fucking the VFW.
They changed the date. They moved it. Those sons of bitches. I'm not gonna fucking put up with this shit.
Everybody's fucking with Boom.
I'm trying to do that. Everyone had a really low voice in that.
Max is gonna do his best fucking Tony Khan impression.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that should be great. We got the final kind of run through script today, and we saw Nora's part. As always, I mean, she's got to be there if it's an all women's invitational, right?
Of course.
Surprising went this early in the card with this match, but is this the only show that day where they run a double shot?
Let me check.
Did he not include like really preliminary matches on this? Is it really?
No. Well, according to history,
runtime.
Yeah, history of WWE.com has the attendance at 9,100, so not bad. And they had Tito and Papa as the curtain jerker. So
wow,
looks like we're getting probably the whole card.
I was still the majority I watched was the 80s, so the beginning was going to be some Steve Lombardi's and shit, not Tito.
No, the true job guys and JTTSs were kind of gone from the big shows anyway.
That's where we get some fucking stupid Paul Roma match that goes 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Well, they said Brunzell and Powers lingering around in '93, and they were still there.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Taylor, I don't know if he was full on commentator. I think he was full broadcast guy at this point. But
yeah, I think I don't even remember Terry Taylor wrestling. I think it was just on Raw, probably.
I saw him at a house show in it was like '92. I think he had just come back.
I like the tailor-made man. I'll go to my grave defending that.
The tailor-made man.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Listen, I'd say it. Go ahead, Cal.
Him and Valentine Hammer had a tag team. They won the U.S. straps. For some reason, I was obsessed with that tag team. 92 shows you how much of a geek I was for wrestling back then.
I say it all the time.
I liked the name. I liked the name, the tailor-made man for Terry Taylor. I thought that was silly.
It is it was a creative name, but I say it all the time. Like the fact that when we did the first GWWE for PTV in like 2017, and we had to nominate guys, and he was the only guy that got no nominations. I mean, there were some scrubs that got nominations. Like every bum got nominated. Except friggin' Terry. He was the only one that couldn't get like enough. Like you had to get 3, I think, to make the list. Right, and like he legit was like the only guy that like didn't get 3. Right. Like no one cared enough to give him 3. That's all you need to know.
He'd make mine. He'd make if I was a list maker, he'd make mine just because I first was introduced to Terry Taylor in the territories. The magazines were putting him over like a future NWA champion, and he was having fucking barn burners in Mid-South. So I was like, and Memphis. I was like, fuck yeah, Terry Taylor.
Super hot. Oh, he hits the razors.
There is no. Diesel's got to interfere, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Terry Taylor's just an asshole.
Oh man, that was This is a good
crowd is going nuts.
It's also a throwback finish for MSG. The heel running away and getting counted out.
Right.
So I mean, they
there was
this.
a show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the fucking finish. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that was a good match.
Yeah.
There was a show in Indianapolis the same day. Only drew 2,500 for a main event with Hogan and Beefcake against Money Inc.
Shit, I'd rather be in New York City, baby. Watch that.
So different crew,
shit.
obviously.
Yeah, Owen Hart pinned Terry Taylor in the curtain jerker.
There you go. Still working.
I bet you that's a good match. I bet you that's a good match.
Oh.
Yeah, with Owen.
100%. Yeah.
Did you ever see that Terry Taylor Flair like 1 hour thing from Mid South?
No, I never saw that. Yeah, I've heard it's good.
Yeah, so he's not babyface at this time?
No, he's not.
He was on the road to being a baby.
Yeah,
he was like kind of a tweener, like they were teasing, but he hadn't even had the second match with Kid yet. I think it's after King of the Ring with the $10,000 and all that, because at King of the Ring, he's hyping it.
Yeah.
And then DiBiase starts shit talking him like right after that. So I think he turns in like July leading into SummerSlam, but they must be saw this. Well, they probably saw this and were like, "Oh, we gotta get this guy. Like this dude's gonna."
Well, they knew. I mean, it was a slow burn thing.
Bob is saying Ramon doesn't turn until July, so it's coming soon.
Yep.
So this is exactly what JT was saying. That they
bring out the great and powerful
at the house shows. At the house shows, they would test the guys when they're getting ready to turn them babyface.
Hey, it's one of my students is in the chat. I've warned him about this. His name is Andrew. He may see some swear words.
I did see the Mr. W, so I was wondering.
Yeah.
How old is this child?
I want to say 16, 17.
Oh boy, you missed all the Lanny.
I was saying it's good. He missed the Lanny stuff. Yeah.
Okay, well, just for you. What's his name?
Let's do a recap of the first.
Andrew, we're gonna do a recap of our Lanny Poffo material for you.
You can look up urban legend. Look up Google.
It's not an urban legend.
Google Lanny Poffo urban legend.
Oh, come on.
It's not an urban legend though.
He's 16. He's seen way worse.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So way worse.
Hey, that's Vlad. Hey, that's Vlad.
Oh yeah,
it's Vlad. Yeah.
Was he in the
front?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always on the side.
We saw Vlad in Texas, or I did, anyways. I don't know did you see him there?
I don't remember seeing him there. I saw him in Jersey actually at WrestleMania 29 weekend.
Hey, Bob.
He was milling around WrestleCon.
Wonder what happened with that documentary.
Mr. Backlund.
They just buried it. It's like that Batgirl movie. They got rid of it for tax reasons.
Right.
Yeah, buried in the desert with the ET cartridges.
Yeah.
There's a Luger one as well.
But
that one never aired either.
Yeah, no, well, they re-edited they re-edited it into the A&E biography on Luger.
Guess there won't be an A&E biography on Vladimir.
On Vladimir, no.
That'd be funny though. Who's this guy?
Is this Brett versus Backlund?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. This was the match. This is the match I was referring to as being.
This is third.
Now we've got a great view.
Yeah, this was.
There we go.
Third. Yeah.
This card's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is almost a year to the day. I think it's early July when Backlund and Brett fight on Superstars and 8 snaps. It's like one of my favorite Superstars matches ever.
Yeah, no, I've been aware of this match for years and years, but I've never watched it basically because I'm not a big fan cam watcher. But
I wonder why with this amazing cinematography.
Yeah.
At least the shadow's gone. That's good. The dark
Laszlo Kovacs over here.
Yeah, the ring's better lit now.
Klaus Kinski. Some other
so this was kind of like a reward for long-time MSG fans, if there were any still.
Right
there, having Brett go against
and now think about it too. This is like the night before. So it's the night before King of the Ring, right? So the next night he goes 3 matches.
Yeah.
He's got the perfect classic. The Bigelow match is great.
Yeah.
The Razor match is real good. And we'll see if this one's good. I mean, if this delivers, that's a hell of a 48 hours.
Great weekend for the Hitman.
This is just right around the time where I started dipping my toe back into watching wrestling. And crazy fucking heel Bob Backlund was probably my favorite fucking thing. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved him too.
Yeah.
Until he started wearing the bow tie and was Mr. Backlund, and it was a little too fucking
during that run. I mean, when he came back with Darren Young, it was pretty awesome.
Oh, that was fine. But when he was just like, I got fucked out of the title in '83. Fuck all you motherfuckers. And he's holding the belt like insane after he beats fucking Brett. This is what it feels like to be God.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna rewatch the fall '96 Raws where he does commentary during the Sultan matches.
They shake hands.
Are amazing. That's some of my favorite stuff from that era.
I've never eaten marijuana.
Yeah, this is babyface.
Yep.
Oh yeah, right.
It's a year out from Backlund going heel.
Yeah, it's a year away, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't do
So
shit.
So this is gonna be boring as fuck.
I'm
then,
assuming Brett may actually play subtle heel in this because I can't picture him doing it this time.
That's right. Yeah, because when Backlund was in the ring at the beginning of this, he was in his red, white, and blue shit, and that was he ditched that when he went heel.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, this was the Bob that was like I said on, I think it was the first ever Titans of Wrestling that we did together. Bob was like Captain America being thawed from the ice. After 20 years, he was the exact same wrestler that he was basically in 1983. He had no entrance music.
He was still in fucking ridiculous shape.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, yeah.
I'm curious is that I haven't looked at the card, Kelly. I know you probably have, but like as we go later into the night, are we gonna get is it gonna go downhill? Because I'm guessing maybe they're trying to get everyone out to date. That was like the stars that are on the pay-per-view. I'm guessing maybe that's why like Razor, Sean, and Brett are all early in the night here to get them out.
It could be.
Let's see.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a surprise wrestler later on in the card. I will give that little tease.
I want to be spoiler free.
Yeah.
93 surprise.
I want to go fresh.
But JR, had you said that you'd been to a show in Rhode Island just before this?
It was May 12th or something.
Yeah.
Luger Brett as a narcissist was the main event.
And that's what we had seen too, Kelly.
Yeah.
Perfect Sean.
Yeah. It was Brett, Luger, in a lumberjack match. And Luger it was after the 4th of July slam.
Right.
Okay.
But he was still wearing the but it hadn't aired on TV yet.
Yeah. And it ended with them shaking hands. And we
were all kind of like, what the hell?
States.
Yeah.
Like in Canada, you can't get the USA network. So we would miss all this shit.
Right.
And so we didn't know that Luger had turned face. And so we were totally perplexed why they shook hands at the end of the match.
Yeah.
Right. That narcissist shit was the fucking worst.
Yeah.
You think so?
Stunk.
I mean,
retrospect, it fit his personality.
No, it didn't. He's a former fucking Four Horseman. Now he's dressed up like a fucking dick dancer. Fuck you.
but Luger as a like preening stuck up heel was the way to go.
Yeah, but then they started dropping. Then they started not calling him Lex Luger, and he was just the narcissist.
There you go.
The fuck out of here.
TJ's with you, Johnny.
It wasn't the greatest, but it was totally like 1989 Lex Luger.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you called it, Johnny. Very slow start here.
Oh, it's gonna be
that's gonna be babyface.
Yeah, it's basically like an old time NWA title match.
And that WrestleMania I Quit match that everyone says sucks. I mean, I've never gone back to watch it, but I remember at the time, I thought this was fun because I was into their feud. I mean, except that's the one where Roddy Piper
ruined it.
The fuck up.
Yeah, Piper
totally
he's
awful. What do you say?
Yeah, totally ruined it.
Yeah.
Their Survivor Series match had like a ton of heat and great drama.
I love that match.
That was a great match.
Awesome.
The one with Helen.
Mm-hmm. And Owen Hart.
That's a great match.
Yeah. Oh, that match was awesome. So
and that I was shocked. I was like, what? Bob Backlund won the fucking belt? Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Didn't see it coming for sure.
And then like a week later when they showed the footage on Saturday of Diesel beating him right away, I was like, fuck you. I was like,
that's one I bet they would take back if they could. Like at least get back like a couple months because he was so hot as a heel. And Diesel beating him 2 months later would have still been over. You know what I mean? Like they didn't need to do the Hogan Redux thing.
Yeah.
Right. And at the time, even though he was having good matches, I wasn't buying Diesel as a main event character because his name was fucking Diesel.
Still with the fuel.
It went too fast. He went from being just a bodyguard to the Royal Rumble where he eliminated a bunch of guys. Then he like won the IC belt out of nowhere, kind of, and then the world title.
I grew into liking him because he was having fucking great matches, especially with Brett.
And that was the only guy. Well, Sean, I guess, too, depending on you.
And Sean
views on those, but against Sid, those matches were horrible. Well, and Mabel and shit like that.
I'm not gonna blame fucking Nash for that.
Yeah. And Nash was another cool heel. They turned babyface. That was another one that pissed me off.
Right.
Yeah, but when they turned him back and he started doing like the all slap.
Yeah, that and then he was cool again.
Yeah, he was cool again. I liked his last feud was with Taker, right? And I love the whole like, I know you like to turn off the lights and stuff, Taker, but you know what? I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm not 8 years old. I was like, that's fucking great. Love it.
I was at a house show in '94. It was the day before he won the IC belts on Superstars, but he came out with the IC belts. He had already won at the taping or whatever.
Yeah.
And he fought Razor. I remember I was losing my mind when they knew it took out the little champion when he came out for the match. And I was like, oh my God, obviously spoiled it for the next day, but it was awesome.
Yeah. Title changes were so crazy back then.
I like the Diesel Razor match with Walter Payton from that SummerSlam more than the Brett Owen cage match, which I think is fine.
Well, a lot of people don't like that match. I don't know why, but
I think
cage.
I think it's great. It's just overrated. I think it's a little overrated.
It's overrated.
It was super fun.
What's his name gave it 5 stars, right? Meltzer gave it 5 stars.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
He rated it higher than WrestleMania 10, which I think
I know, which is
I thought 10 was better.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, he gave 10 4 3/4, so it's like barely
better.
We're splitting
I know. It's for sure better, but the cage match was. It had the perfect amount of Gaga in it, and with all the hearts at ringside and stuff, it was just.
You just gotta, you really gotta be into the story,
and
the concept that Owen already beat him, and he's not there to beat him again. He just wants to escape and win the title. Like that's all he cares about. And so if you buy into that, like it's great because it's basically like a game of capture the flag. The most of the match because it's just Owen trying to get out and Brett trying to stop him and get revenge on him. But Owen doesn't care. He's like, I already beat you. I just want the title. This is my way to the title is to get out of this cage.
And with the exception of Bruno Sammartino matches, I fucking hate Escape the Cage as a fucking concept. Like Bruno's was great because it was like, I just beat the shit out of you, left you in a puddle of your own blood.
Obviously,
and now I'm going to casually
walk
out this door and spit on you.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. But the whole like
Hogan too. It worked for a superhuman. As a kid, I didn't really care, but I didn't see too many other cage matches because we couldn't get Crockett and shit.
That
was
kind of all we knew.
As soon as I got exposed to Crockett, and we're going to be watching that show next time on Mystery Titans Theater. I changed.
You're not going to watch the July fan cam?
I really went. I became that snarky.
Every time you see that shadow, that's Poffo again, you guys. Poffo's business.
But
wow.
I became that smarky kind of fan back then. You're like, we're going if WWF and Crockett are running against each other, we're gonna probably go to the Crockett show. Although sometimes, depending on the main event of the WWF show.
No, I totally prefer the pinfall submission cage matches.
It just made more sense to me.
Old fan. Yeah. I hate when they do both. Like, pick one.
I think by the time I started watching WCW, because I didn't start watching WWF until 1990, I think 91-ish sometimes WCW for me. So, like, they weren't really I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think they did a ton of cage matches besides war games. So, like,
the Thunderdome.
No, not then.
Yeah. But so for me, all I really knew was the Escape.
The Chamber of Horrors.
When I discovered Crockett, cage matches were a dime a fucking dozen.
Oh, so yeah, they did them every fucking week.
Yeah.
TJ says the shadow is actually the back of Poffo's head. It's just not up very often.
It's usually somewhere else.
It's crazy.
Quite
See
the
Bob's
tribute.
wrestling. This is just 1980
Okay.
Bob right here.
What is it? Okay, this is Alfred Hitchcock's fucking
Yeah.
silhouette. Good evening.
Did
Good evening.
Poffo?
A tale of two heroes.
One will have to resort to dastardly tactics. Did Poffo play baseball as well?
Not
Lanny?
that I know of.
No.
Yeah, he did, but not the kind of baseball.
I say he played by
you're
himself. Yeah,
thinking.
played alone.
Ayo.
Threw some
No,
balls-
Lanny. Lanny was like
he definitely threw
the
some
original.
balls by some chins.
Lanny got into wrestling way before Randy, I believe.
And
Team with his
poetry,
father,
I assume.
Yeah, and poetry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reminds me, I should dig up another one here.
Find one of
We
the
have
ones
referenced.
that's not wrestling related because they're
Yeah.
just lovely.
Children's hospitals. This is going to be a hoot.
Here we go.
Got a section called children's hospitals. No. Find some.
There's
Here's one about
orphanages,
it.
let's say it's like Three Stooges related.
Burn units.
All right, here we go. This is a
That
poem
joke goes
by-
only to Pop Johnny.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
This is a poem by the Lanny Poffo called Oprah Winfrey.
Oh.
From child abuse to broken home to battle of the bulge, self-pity is one sport that Oprah Winfrey won't indulge. She took the pieces of her life and put them back together. She'd rather damn the flood than bitch and moan about the weather. If pretty is as pretty does, oh mirror on the wall, then chocolate cream and not Snow White is fairest of them all.
Oh.
Oh my God. I didn't even know how that ended when I started that. I feel like I'm about to lose my job.
So we have the rumor of Stephanie and Macho Man, and now we have the rumor of BTS and Oprah.
Lanny and Oprah. Well, Oprah did do commentary on a WWF show.
That's
like,
right. I remember that one. Yeah.
That's why Vince got rid of him. You can't
From
sleep with
Chicago.
Oprah.
Yeah. Jeez.
No,
now
he'd
we
be
know.
Your brother slept with my daughter, and you fucked Oprah. You're out of here.
That's the last straw.
No, he'd understand. Vince is into. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I've heard the stories.
So I
Listen,
only
he's not
assume-
the only. He's not the only wrestling poet. You know, toward the end of his life, Dennis Stamp also wrote poems.
Really?
When we had him on the Kevin Kelly show back in the day,
Oh, yeah.
he read us a few poems. Those are archived out there. He was also dabbling in the poet laureate.
Yeah. So this is from Leaping Lanny, Wrestling with Rhyme. That I'm sure is going to get a wide release again.
That's gonna be a collector's item. You need to strike while the iron's hot. Get that death money for that, pal.
Yeah. Especially to, I wonder if we can find Michelle, because I don't know if you can see this in the camera. No, it won't show up. This to Michelle, a girl even prettier on the inside. Love Lanny. That my friend.
That could mean a lot of things.
I know.
Look at this. Look at
Did you know he was living in
What a maniac.
Ecuador? He was living in Ecuador when he passed away.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He'd met a woman, new wife, fell in love with her, but she's Ecuadorian. I like to think he got into some fucking shady shit at the end in Ecuador.
Greeny says he wasn't great health and posted,
So he was
posted like a day before he passed.
assassinated. Has there been a cause of death released?
Broken neck. He's stretched
God.
Finally.
one time too many. One
Choked
time
on
too many.
something. Yeah, I
That's a
think he
joke.
choked.
Isn't that from like a what is that?
It's
from?
Clerks. It's from Clerks.
Oh, Clerks. Yeah.
Yeah. There he was, balls on his chin. He really did it, huh?
Be half a handshake. Yeah, you're right.
This match is blowing my mind that we have a June '93 Bret Hart, Bob Backlund, just like
Yeah. I
slow
know.
amateur
Well,
stuff.
well,
I think
half
it's
of
the
this-
only
this-
time they
fucking
wrestled
shot
until
is
the
fucking pissing
Yeah.
me off. Come on, get
Yeah.
your shit together.
Good thing they're spending most of the match in the middle of the ring.
There it is. Like that guy is hard as a rock. No, it's somebody's ear.
I
That's
feel like I'm at
someone's
the
ear.
fucking up. I feel like I'm at the
It's a-
optometrist. I feel like the optometrist number one or number
No,
two.
Number
that's-
one and number
that's the
two.
security- That's the security guard. He's like, oh shit, he's standing right in front of me. He's got that haircut.
It's not Mick Foley, says Moose. Very good.
Uh-huh.
It's like my daughter dance. This is me trying to get the video of the thing. Just trying to hide my phone on the side. Like, we'll throw you out if we catch you videoing. Yeah, not me. I'm looking at sports cars like this, you know. This is not me looking at the.
There's a ref here.
I'm very curious. I'm curious what this fucker is talking about during this. There's no way we can hear it, but
like, why?
You know that I know that you know that I know.
Yeah, like, where was this guy before?
Yeah.
Or was he just standing for this whole match? Super into Backlund, maybe.
You know that I know that you can go and get me a hot dog. You're 6.5 years old. Talking to the kid.
Yeah.
You know how to scoop onions. You know how daddy likes his onions on his dogs.
This kid had like an iron bladder. He's like the dude from Red Zone. Doesn't have a peas or whatever.
Yeah.
Just leave it on a tripod. Sitting there.
Yeah.
Just do it in the trough. Just go by yourself and piss in the trough like a man.
I don't think I've ever had to piss in a trough.
Oh, man, they still have them in
the warehouse in Calgary, a bar called the Warehouse.
Yeah, but they still have them at the ballpark in Vancouver,
Fenway Park,
for our single A team.
Fenway does not have them.
No,
Fenway's a shithole, but it does not have them.
No, I thought they had them back in the day or something like that.
Oh, they may have, but they don't now. I know Wrigley was like kind of infamous for it too, weren't they?
Probably. A
friend
of mine
it's so fucking repugnant, man.
The
wafts. The wafts. That's what makes it awful.
The old vet where the Phillies used to play definitely had it. And Folsom Field here in Boulder, where I've gone to all the Dead and Company shows, and we'll be going to the last 3. Bought my tickets yesterday. You look for some bathrooms, and because it gets really crowded. There's one that not a lot of people know about, and you can find it. And Troth City, baby, it's this ancient tucked away bathroom.
Awful.
No ice. Ugh.
Ugh.
What's wrong with us as humans?
There's a great episode of Bill Burr's cartoon, F is for Family, about the kid being traumatized at the fucking trough at like a Patriots game.
I wouldn't doubt it. I was traumatized when I was 20 years old or whatever. I hate public
I would have held it.
I'm George Costanza. Yeah, I'm a George Costanza. I hate public washrooms.
You get a good one at your place of work. That's a real score. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, if it's like semi-private.
Yeah, and well put together.
Yeah.
Okay. Since this Bob Backlund Bret Hart match is so compelling with this guy's fucking head.
Talking about music going to the washroom.
Favorite bathroom.
Let me tell you.
Rate the bathrooms.
Yeah, top 10 bathrooms.
I do much like Costanza. I do pest control, right?
You take your shirt off?
Yeah, all the time. At home I do, definitely. But no, I'm constantly traveling around my route and everything. I have it mapped in my head where all of the best, most private, clean public toilets are, that I know I could use at any time. If there's an emergency, oh yeah, that's the 3rd floor of that building. Pristine. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's hilarious.
To where it's Pavlovian, to where I'll show up there and I may not have to go to the bathroom, but I get there, I'm like, I better take advantage of this situation.
Isn't there an app out there for that? Or there should be.
That's Geeky's saying the iToilet. Yeah.
You and your fancy apps.
That was George's
fancy apps. I've done it the hard way.
George's app on the
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right. Okay. I thought that's right.
Yeah. The Seinfeld reunions.
That it still drives me nuts that they didn't do one whole episode of that season as just the Seinfeld episode.
Somebody
like you went through all that trouble,
right?
And you had everyone there. Like they should have done one of those episodes. Should have been the episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, but they did kind of. Somebody did, like, I guess you can see the
with
the table reads and the rehearsals. You can see the full episode if you If you watch,
I wanted it in the show, Travis. I don't want to have to piece it together.
I get it. That
I don't
has
have
the
to go
all-time
cut and film. I just want to see it. I just give me the
that
episode.
season. That season has the all-time great Bob Einstein joke.
Oh, the PS cut is in the sink.
Yes. Yeah, I hope my student's still in the chat.
Oh, nice.
We'll tell that whole joke. My wife.
Okay,
loves
now
that
they're
joke.
taking it up a notch here.
I hope so. It's been 26 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Bob Backlund at MSG.
Yeah.
He's not gonna do a.
Oh, no,
quickie.
I can't fucking get into this because this fat head's in the fucking way. I can't watch this shit.
Oh well, this was an experiment. Those men never do it again.
I'm not yelling at you, Kelly. I'm just saying.
Well, we've watched every other fucking wrestling show. You know, that's how desperate we are.
Oh no,
On to fan cams.
We've watched fucking.
There's still so much out there, man. We'll never get to watch.
Oh, I'm dude. See, I've taken the initiative now, Travis, and I'm out there searching for.
I like it, pal.
Because I want to find some. I want to really embrace the number one. I want to make those worldwides a ongoing thing because this guy just dropped a bunch of them, and we can.
Yeah, I'm down for that for sure.
And,
listen, I got some of my backyard wrestling I could bust out if you need to see it from 1994.
We'll get to that eventually.
So does Kelly and I. So did Kelly and I.
Well, so that way YouTube doesn't fuck us all up on the edit.
Yeah, that was a real drag with the last one. Yeah, but we were really picking in those Doink and Perfect matches were split up into 3 parts. So I think that was on purpose that they had been split up into those parts to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
those are good matches.
Yeah. Great matches. Yeah, those were fun specs.
Because it was the Raw one. Yeah.
I want to do. I'm gonna help promote our local indie, Rocky Mountain Pro. They've got a YouTube show. I want to pick one of their fucking
sounds good disasters
of a fucking show.
We gotta find some vintage 1993 NEWA. That was my local indie. New England Wrestling Association. That's all I had. And it would air. There was a jobber in the WWF, Raymond Roy. He would pop up in that era, and he was like the main guy because he was from Rhode Island. So he was like the main work. The champ Pierre the Mountie was his name in the promotion, and but like Warlord would go through there, Virgil, like all these fucking guys. And but there was actually one backyard promotion that was on public access. I was a public access junkie. Like I watched it nonstop as a kid, as a teenager. And there was one backyard promotion that might be one of the most best run one. Like they did regular shows, like you could follow the storylines. They'd air like 3 times a week with like a recap show and everything. It was almost a full early 90s full on like real backyard wrestling promotion where you could actually track along with what was going on, and it was easy to follow and the matches weren't bad.
Crazy. Yeah, in the 90s, well, early 90s, around this time, Travis and I would be going to Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling in Calgary, and they did one TV taping, I believe, one and only, but they would repeat it.
There was 2 or 3. Like no,
really? I just remember the one was repeated
a lot.
Months
and they
months.
play us.
Yeah, where I'm in the front row wearing a Club Monaco sweater. Like a great Canadian 90s Canadian.
That's what they were public access too. They'd re-air so many things like over and over.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, but that's where we saw Lance Storm first wrestle there, and Jericho.
Well, Jericho.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy seeing him.
JT, our promotion we have out here, Rocky Mountain Pro. It's been through a lot of incarnations, but been around for a bit. Owned and run by a guy who'd been around.
Yeah,
made it through FCW a bit and stuff, and he got into business with fucking Vince Russo, who moved out here a few years ago, smoked weed, and I haven't checked him out in forever. They got a pay-per-view on Fight recently for like $9, and I watched it, and with the exception of one match, it was fucking garbage. And at one point, I'm like, this is like is Russo still involved with this?
I'll say he must be helping book it.
He sure is. And he was bragging on Twitter. He's like, bro, when you're a wrestling mind like me, bro.
Here we go.
All these
look at this
10 episodes of this. I was like, yeah, I bet you can. Fucking stinks.
God.
But D'Lo Brown's involved. He's their
he's Russo's boy.
Yeah.
pushed him to the European title. He's got a.
And then even in TNA, he goes in like 03 or whatever. He like rocket pushes him there.
Interesting.
But I just got to take my favorite wrestler who I was introduced to.
You mentioned him last week or last show.
A black guy named Bruce Wayans.
Right,
the Batman of Rocky Mountain Pro. His symbol on this Titantron is the bat signal with BW in the Wu-Tang letters.
Oh god!
And the he's fucking good.
He's still
comes out waving a bat around. He's fucking like street hustler Bruce Wayans, the Batman. It's fucking great.
That's awesome.
It's my favorite indie gimmick I've seen in years.
Kids asking questions again.
The struggle here is awesome with Backlund trying to get the deadlift up.
Right.
If this was a pro shot match, it'd be great.
Why is this so long, Dad?
Yeah.
No, this is a clinic in mat wrestling. Actually,
that's what he's saying. He's like, listen, you need to appreciate it's a clinic of mat wrestling.
It is. This is like Dory Funk Jr. against Drag Briscoe right here.
Yeah. You showed me that Dory Funk shit. It's boring as fuck.
It's an acquired taste.
When's Tiger Mask? I saw Tiger Mask in one of your tapes, Dad. When's he showing up?
Which one?
You're not gonna get me again.
Let's just see the pop they get.
Here we go. He gets it.
When Backlund finally gets him up.
The kid is
gets into it. He's into it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Come on, get him up.
And he's gonna do what he did to Inoki.
Remember, I always ducked out of watching those fucking Inoki Backlund matches on Titan.
Yeah. Dog ate your homework.
We missed you, buddy.
Well, against Noki, put him up on the top turnbuckle and then slapped him in the face.
Here we go.
I called it a
pile driver.
So cute. Kids into it big time.
Yeah. They turned it up here, and now this fat fuck's not in the way.
But it comes out of that mat work that you were talking about, Kelly, that it built up this.
Oh, this is a total Backlund from the early 80s match.
Yeah.
Like, totally.
I mean, it's interesting that I'm actually interested the crowd seems pretty into it, given like the time, the era.
Yeah.
Like, this was something that happened regularly, even with a guy like Brett.
Yeah. I think it would only work in New York, really, at this time because of.
Well, where did they do the Brett Flair match? That was Boston, right?
They did those around the Horn, I think. There's a fan cam from Boston for sure of those two. But I don't think they went anywhere else with this match until a year later.
Right. Yeah, this seems like a one-off.
Like
you said, treat for MSG, and then also for Brett just to kind of prep for the next night, kind of thing.
Scratch an itch.
Because he wasn't really feuding with anyone yet, Brett. Like he had the Luger feud.
But it kind of stayed in first gear. It didn't.
Yeah, that kind of petered out. And then Lawler hadn't started yet. That starts the next night.
Yep. Yeah, maybe I think Brett maybe even requested this match, if I'm not mistaken.
That was Vince. He was planting seeds. I've got an idea.
Next year. I'll be in jail, but this match
Vince,
great.
Yeah, Vince had wanted to turn back on heel for a decade.
Finally got you.
Hey, gifted sub.
5 moves of doom.
What are you thinking, Brett with a victory roll finish? I don't think back.
No, yeah, it's not gonna be a sharpshooter. Brett always liked to do different finishes anyways to his matches.
I'm guessing like a roll up or something.
Thanks,
He's gonna
DJ,
give Backlund the respect. Give me Backlund the respect finish.
Oh,
I think
he's set him. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh no.
Yeah. Finally got rid of the jabroni with the fucking big head in front of us.
Yep.
I love this story in Brett's
Lanny's
book.
gone back to work. So
I love the story in Brett's book about, I guess, where they're backstage at that Survivor Series with all the brother hearts. And Bruce was bitching and moaning about a bunch of shit to Brett. And Michaels, and this is before Michaels and Brett hated each other, just looked at me. He's like, "Why don't you shut the fuck up? If my brother was the best wrestler in the world, I'd fucking shut up and listen," or something like that. It's great. Oh, he wants Razor Ramon to be the new champion. That's why he's mad.
Huh.
He's a bad guy.
Oh yeah.
He just said he's a bad guy.
This was.
Or did he say he's the bad guy?
Oh, maybe.
Man, this
He's
kid is
a bad. He's a bad guy. I don't understand why they had a heel versus heel match tonight.
Well, it's interesting because they could have done right because they had a heel and then a face. So they could have they could have paired them off. They could have done Sean and Backlund. And
that is
Razor,
interesting. Even though Razor was already on the path to being a babyface, technically it was
Bob's old finish.
Here we go.
Oh yeah,
the OG. This is the OG
use
finish.
This
boom
much after
as
the
in the 90s. Yeah.
Well, he wasn't doing anything either at this point as a finish. I don't think because he doesn't do the chicken wing until he turns.
Really?
Yeah, it's not something he's doing during this run.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
I think this is Morella, Greeny. I think so.
Oh, we're gonna get a classic Bob pile driver too.
Thanks, TJ.
One of the best pile drivers in the biz.
Holy shit! Long stall too. I love it. Fuck yeah!
Oh, that was all right.
Not that great.
Not the best. Yeah.
It wasn't Bob's fault. That was Brett. And not fault. I mean, great. Brett's selling exhaustion, but he just was like, "I'm not taking that fucking pile driver from this crazy old man."
Yeah, not the best one.
That was a good
5 out of
fall.
10. I should have said 4 out of 10, TJ. So Brett's involved. That Don Joey Morella, says Crossface.
He's not asleep at the wheel. He's not asleep at the wheel during this match, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh God.
I think this kid just asked the question. I was thinking, how long has this match been going? His dad said, started at 8:40.
Yeah.
How much these guys weigh, Dad?
Here we go.
Roll up. This is it.
There we
There we go.
That's it.
There we go.
Look at that. Look at that little pumpernickel.
JT calls it.
I knew we were getting the respect. He wasn't going to beat Brett. He was going to get Backlund the close loss.
Time of the match, 32 minutes and 21 seconds.
Wow.
That is a long.
Kid doesn't like it.
It's going to be like a record for a WWF house show for the third match on the show to go 32 minutes.
Yeah, and Brett is playing heel here for sure.
No, they're look at Vlad chanting for fucking Brett. Come on, he's not playing heel.
Well, subtle heel. Someone had to heel.
Yeah, that fist bump. That was like a Tiger Woods putt there to finish out a major.
Well, dude, at this point with Backlund, anything is playing subtle heel because he's still just as white meat as fucking ever.
It's not the curtain call show, did it? Then
no, he's white meat as ever, and with the only difference is at this point, nobody gives a fuck about Bob Backlund at this time. Nobody cared.
Right.
Only hardcore wrestling nerds like myself.
No, I mean like this.
And a guy holding the camera.
I'd watch. I was like, I don't care about watching Bob Backlund be old and boring.
Well, they gave him the great run in the Royal Rumble right when he first came back. At the end of the match, the crowd was chanting Bob, Bob.
Yeah, they got into him as it went.
Yeah, because how could you not? It was 60 minutes or whatever, right? But yeah, then they had him lose to Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 9 with like a small package finish out of nowhere.
It was like 4 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't even.
Yeah. This was actually the first match Backlund lost by pinfall at MSG. He lost, of course, by
first time ever.
Yeah, because when he lost to the Sheik, that was by a towel.
Yeah,
towel tossed in the ring by Scotland.
Piece of shit.
Moose, thank you for the subscription, man.
Oh, hold on, dude, they're tearing
the
they're tearing the place down, Jess. Look at this. Holy shit, there, Eddie. Hey, kid, get the fuck back.
No, I'm stacking out of this one.
Hey.
They were not on the MSG network anymore, man. Fuck that noise. Nobody can see nothing.
You really have a love for your work, don't you, pal?
Yeah, thanks again, Moose. That's awesome, man.
So here's the cooler match.
Some nice subs tonight.
William H. Macy's coming out.
Rozzero.
You won't be surprised, but it's not. It's not who you may think. It's still a cooler though compared to the previous match.
God,
Oh,
hella
Giant
gigante.
Gonzalez.
He is walking fast, man. What the fuck's he going?
Yeah.
A spring to
He's
his
coming out like
step.
fucking Rey Mysterio Jr. in the ring. Look at him.
Booyaka, booyaka, Giant Gonzalez.
Fucking bouncing out.
It's a good reminder for you to go start on that pork butt. Yeah.
No way. I'm not missing this.
Yeah.
It's the highlight of the night.
Just so you don't forget.
Jesus.
Guy's a walking pork butt.
From this vantage point with the fan cam footage, you can actually buy that he's totally naked right now.
Man, that entrance was like the best work he's ever done. That was he came fucking flying down that aisle.
Ah.
He's fighting Taker.
Yeah.
Jesus.
WrestleMania rematch.
I thought Taker. I didn't think he was even around yet at this point because Hughes had already kicked the shit out of him.
That's
On-
well, yeah.
Actually, no. You know what? It aired
forgot
this.
about
I
that.
think it aired that day. I think it was the day before King
okay.
of the Ring. I think.
Yeah, because he wasn't on King of the Ring. Huh?
No, and they show it. They show the beating. I don't know if anyone in the chat remembers. I think it might have been the day before King of the Ring that they Hughes and Gonzalez beat the crap
Is
out of him.
Bruins 309 Winston? He's like, ladies and gentlemen, a naked 7'7" Argentinian.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. That's section 309 and
at the
whatever
Garden.
whatever they call it now. Yeah, he has season tickets.
Welcome,
there.
buddy. Welcome.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll never tell as Kelly completely doxes his location.
Yeah.
C14 Roel.
Hilarious.
That
Yeah,
outfit
so
is the stupidest fucking thing maybe in the history of wrestling. His hairy asshole we're looking at here. The
Right.
the fucking suit. Although I will say this.
Explosive diarrhea. That's his gimmick.
That's why he has
an
the
early-
bodysuit on.
People
You
know
can
this didn't work.
Get away with
This-
it.
Well, I
It's
mean,
not
where
like-
else is a Yeti gonna shit? Of course,
Yeah.
he's just gonna shit wherever he is.
He requested the bodysuit so he
This
could have
motherfucker's not going to the bathroom.
pre-match.
gonna shit.
He's gonna
shit.
You're gonna get in the ring and you're gonna shit out there in front of everybody.
Gonzalez. That's what he would have been in the attitude there.
It was part of the oddities.
Yeah.
They were trying.
Adorable.
Well, basically, they did have a replacement for him.
They were really trying to book
Whoever
Jeff
that
Goldblum to
big
come out and
fucker
say that is one big pile of shit. Peak
Listen,
of
if you feel
Jurassic
bad
Park.
about what we're watching right now, I can let you know that on the NWA pay-per-view, I'm informed that Tyrus won his match and was
Oh.
confronted by Bully Ray afterwards. So don't feel
Oh,
bad
wow.
about what we're watching right here. This is
I'm
going to be
not.
light years ahead of that.
Scintillating,
Well said,
scintillating
sir.
hot feud in 2023.
Okay.
Garbage.
Okay, the Giant Gonzalez bodysuit is the fucking worst, but I will say Giant Gonzalez is a better name than El Gigante
Elegante.
because WCW has a hold on. WCW has a real problem with naming giants because they've had two, right? El Gigante, which is the giant, and then a few years later,
The giant.
I was like, what the fuck?
And then the Yeti, which is basically the
They should-
giant.
Legend.
It was
French giant.
I never took the giant seriously at WCW because his name was the Giant.
Yeah.
Fucking stinks.
I know. Well,
Right.
they were going pretty hard with the I'm Andre's son deal at that point.
Yeah.
I'm digging this. Gonzalez has his boots on tonight, man. He's moving around.
His fuzzy
Mm.
boots.
Well, we probably
think
won't
they
see
told-
a chloroform finish tonight.
Also, you think like on the pay-per-view or TV, like he purposely they were like be slow and methodical? Because I feel like he's actually moving it right here. I don't know.
It was a great visual because he makes the Undertaker look
Yeah.
tiny in comparison.
Oh,
Which
He looks
you
like
can't do with anyone
he,
else.
he looks like Slim Goodbody's arch enemy in that fucking get up.
A fuzzy, pre 70s. Before they shaved a little more in the 80s.
Travis, we always got to try to find a way to worm in a Slim Goodbody fucking
Yeah,
joke.
I
on this
know.
show. Come
I
on.
was gonna say 70s, like early 70s, good body, where he's just extra hairy because it was
Uh-huh.
a style at the time.
Well, we were at a good pace.
Yeah.
We did that ref stall 3 minutes in.
Is this? So this is
look at his ass. That's the fucking worst.
After their mania, write down. We're gonna call you the Goatsy, the giant Goatsy.
Vince, that outfit looks ridiculous. It's gonna look good on a fan cam,
especially when you take a shit in the ring.
Yeah, can only be appreciated on a fan cam. Vince knew what was going on. He was getting a cut of the fan
so
cam.
My nephew in section 13 does the fan cam.
He says it looks great from a distance.
He was so desperate then he was making money off of black market fan cam vids sold in Times Square.
He was like Fagin in New York City with just a whole crew of urchins making fan cams.
Goatsy was actually filmed in the Heart Dungeon, says TJ. It does.
Here, let me show you my asshole.
Yeah, make sure I got my ring on first.
Yeah.
That was the true torture from Steve.
Yeah, that was the real torture.
Yeah, you see that.
That's why Stomper was crying.
He took a shit in the dungeon. Giant Gonzalez did. Took a shit.
Oh,
I made Bruce clean it up.
Was that Atherton? Who did it on? Who did the moose? Or pardon me, the stew.
Oh, that's Aaron. Aaron.
Really good,
Aaron
really
owns
good.
stew.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah. I've tried to learn it by osmosis, just from hearing it all these years.
That
Match
could be
of
the
the night
next
so far.
AI podcast, Stu Hearts.
Yeah, we've been doing
Stu
that
Hearts
for years.
Dungeon of Doom.
We don't need AI. We'll do it real.
Yeah.
I do
No gimmicks. No gimmicks needed.
Yeah.
Greeny says he owns Jerry Jarrett for sure.
Oh, y'all know.
Y'all know.
It's been a this card. His cards. You picked a good one, Kelly. If we were gonna do a fan cam from an MSG, this hasn't been too bad. The opener was a stinker, but
Yeah, that's the opener. I picked it.
Razor Sean was good.
Yeah, I
It
picked
was
it
only
mostly
a
because of
stinker.
Brett.
It was only a stinker because fucking Papa Shango stinks.
Right.
Tito's.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
The chair
Ooh,
shot.
this
What a
fucking-
chair shot.
But the whole arena still reeks of burnt canvas from that opening Shango spot.
I mean, this stinks, but I guess the little kids there.
TJ,
probably
how dare you slam?
Yeah, this wasn't that
Tito.
bad.
Yeah,
Of all the Gonzalez Taker matches I've seen,
Yeah.
this was not
Yeah.
bad.
You wouldn't want it.
Uh-huh.
This was 4 minutes and 34 seconds. So I told you it was the.
Is it
cooler.
over? Did
He's
he
gonna
get
Yeah,
pop
it's
up.
over.
He's got to
DQ,
pop
yeah,
up here
DQ.
though. Right?
So he got DQ'd. Okay.
Wimpleman.
This is. Here's a bit of trivia.
What should I do now?
Do we get
Well,
Hughes?
now I'd like to watch you fond. Oh,
The guy they got playing Harvey Whippleman on Young Rock is like very good and has his personality and everything down.
I
But
can't imagine
looks
watching
that-
that show, man.
But looks that I watch it just.
I
for
know
the
you
sheer-
do. I know you do.
for
I
the
just
sheer
can't
fun of
imagine
it.
watching it.
But
My mother-in-law's obsessed with it, and she
Really?
keeps telling me about it. She's like, "You gotta watch it." I'm like, and now it's like
Do
a
I?
spite thing. Like I'm not watching it because she wants me to watch it so bad. I'm like,
Does it have
I
a
love-
laugh track and everything? It's like
no,
an
no
old
laugh
school
track.
sitcom.
There's
Okay.
no laugh track.
There's
the latest-
chloroform. Who called the chloroform earlier?
the
Well,
latest-
I said there wouldn't be chloroform, but I was wrong. But
Yeah.
it's the reverse, of course, of WrestleMania.
Taker doing it. Yeah.
The latest episode told a story about his appearance on Star Trek Voyager, which I was well aware of at the time, and has a completely imaginary fucking scene with a woman playing Jerry Ryan, 7 of 9 in The Rock, talking about the biz. I was
That's
like, all right,
hilarious.
this
I
is
remember
fantastic.
that. I remember being excited about watching that episode.
And the 70s show appearance they did
Yes.
on this one.
Right.
Well, it's funny because it's definitely a show like when I was a kid that I would have died to have. Like, oh my god, a sitcom on a major network about like showing real wrestling stuff. It was
Yeah.
like
Right.
now I'm just too tired.
I love watching.
Gigante no selling chloroform. We're selling MSG since Hercules with the Sid.
That
Yeah,
post match
that
was good.
that was a
This match
no-sell.
was certified good. This was
Yeah.
a good match.
All right, 4 minutes then. Yeah, sure.
I mean,
And it
4
was-
minutes of these two.
It was Giant Gonzalez's one and only MSG match.
I don't think I really started liking Undertaker until right around a year later here, when I think maybe the first match is
a year later is when he fights the fake Undertaker. So
I hated him until the Attitude Era. And even then,
but
I
pretty
didn't
much,
really like him that much.
no. For me, I think it was when Foley got there and everything fucking changed. Would take and the matches with Brett.
Yeah, those were better, of course. Yeah, they were. I just hated the gimmick so much.
That Bam Bam.
No. I hated Paul Bearer. I fucking hated Paul Bearer so much.
Yeah, it's bad.
All right, we got Bigelow. Who's
all right? Bigelow, baby.
Tatanka. It's got to be Tatanka.
Right. That was a very long feud at this time.
You're definitely right about
it. Could be Jannetty.
Getting fucking Michaels and them fucking on and off.
Perfect, maybe. I don't know if it'd be perfect. Bigelow. That's my 3 choices. Tatanka, first choice. Not in what I want to see. What I think.
Perfect would be interesting.
What do you think it'll be? Your prediction?
Because I don't think
Tatanka, Marty are perfect.
Can't recall a Bigelow perfect match ever anywhere.
Brooklyn Brawler.
It is Tatanka. I heard that.
Yeah. I figured it had to be. They were still in their thing right here where Bigelow cut his hair and all that.
Peter's shocked that you went soft giving that match 4 stars. What happened to the Justin would brutalize 1986 Ted Arcidi versus Tony Garea?
I didn't say 4. I didn't say 4 stars. First of all, I just said it was certified good.
It's definitely better than some of those
was brutal.
shitty 80s matches. Yeah,
I was sad to see Garea drop on the GWWE.
Not my vote. Yeah. I did have Sherry drop. I was only one of 2 people I think that put her on the list.
It's a shame to see. Yeah, because we've seen some great Sherry matches, and
she's the best. She's so underrated.
Yep.
Tony Garea deserves to be on every fucking list that ever exists, just for the hair.
Yep. And for the ongoing real estate.
That's right.
Company of Blue and Red Realty.
Blue and Red Realty.
I've got a lot of tights I got to give away for every one of these sold houses.
Free tights with
bungalows, New Zealand bungalows, and
he shows up to list your house.
Tights.
He shows up to list your house in a red blazer.
Yeah,
in a red blazer, but tights.
Just those red and blue gitch.
Yeah. At Red and Blue Realty, we give you the Garea guarantee, mate.
I was looking up looking up Canadian terms. Ginch is a Canadian term, but toque, also as well. Chesterfield. You guys ever heard the term Chesterfield?
Like the cigarette?
Only
no, it's what we call a couch. What we call a couch.
Well, not anymore, but
like a sofa.
People from like the
30s. People from like the 30s called it a Chesterfield.
Same like
see here, you're gonna sit on that Chesterfield.
Relax. Why don't you move over to that Chesterfield?
I mean, I didn't hear the word couch only on like American TV shows, couch and sofa, because my mom and dad would always call it Chesterfield.
Chesterfield, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid word.
Serviette. Yeah, I know.
Serviette is a Canadian. Oh, I didn't know that.
Canadian term, yeah. Do you know what serviette is, Johnny? Or
chair? What could it fucking be?
It's a napkin. Napkin.
Okay.
A serviette.
Yeah. It's probably the French influence, maybe.
It sounds like something you get for an extra $40 at the massage parlor.
That famous French giant, El Guillante. My serviette.
The famous one is.
It was his finisher, the serviette.
That was a chair shot we saw.
No, it's a chloroform.
Chloroform. Chloroform rag.
It was on the serviette.
Chloroform rag is the serviette.
It goes my serviette with chloroform. Bigelow's so underrated.
Jenny position. Great to have you here, Jenny. Canadian lesson of the week.
Oh wow.
We are gonna like either I think it's gonna be I'm gonna call out to Jenny at some point to join us on MTT, but I think it'll be Marta, local and my podcast partner for Boom, who breaks the glass ceiling.
Breaks the glass ceiling?
Yeah.
All right, about time.
Yeah.
Been a fucking sausage party around here for too long.
3 years of sausage parties.
Yeah.
Bigelow's
it was hard enough to make this not all fucking bunch of whiteys too. Shit,
no, we did well there. We did well in that department, I think.
Mhm.
I'm full paisan something.
I'm a quarter paisan, but I identify as full Italian.
Oh,
This Bigelow in the stretch is really good. Like the match the next day, Brett's great. He's got another one. The home video or the one from Europe with Brett is really good. The Jannetty match on Raw, SummerSlam, the 6-man's really good. He puts together a nice little stretch.
Dude, I mean, come on. Then he's counted on to carry LT.
Yes. Yep.
Main event WrestleMania.
Yeah, that is a big,
I still say
is a big feather in his cap, actually.
I mean, when you look at celebrity matches for the longest time, I was like, that's the best one, right? It's a fucking good match.
That and Floyd Mayweather and Big Show.
Yeah, that maybe took it over. And
that was the best.
Bad Bunny.
Bad
Bunny's up there.
Bad Bunny was great, but I'll go fucking Sammy and Knoxville.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville's awesome.
Fucking
Travis and I saw that.
Well,
one live.
I didn't get to see that live.
Oh, that's right. You didn't go that one.
But yeah. Well, I got that first night. If you're gonna pick one of the other, it's pretty tough, right?
First one.
But
I mean, you could have just picked both, but
yeah. But the guy,
dude, I still say that Sammy making that Knoxville match what it was, and not a fucking gag and a joke. That's something that everyone fucking loved. But apparently, Vince said to Sammy when he got backstage, he looked at me, he goes, hugs me, he's like, "That was art."
Yeah,
and that's why he's.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that's why he's in the position he's in right now.
Yeah.
A week from now, main eventing. So.
That weekend made both those. I mean, Owens has already made
Owens too.
Yeah,
like him carrying Austin through that match,
big time, right? In different ways. It's really wild to see.
Yeah, but Sammy got immediately put on the fast track of this angle, which has been brewing for a year. Right after that, Owens, Vince is like, "You did it. You carried Stone Cold, and it was fantastic. You can do anything. I got this idea that I think only you can make work. Ezekiel."
Yeah,
really.
But, I mean, well, whatever. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. To me, it's just
like Owens got. Yeah, gotcha.
Oh no, it's just like Owens going out and killing. What is
he killed in it,
and collecting a paycheck and giving a guy a break after having to do something.
Well, him staying is what got him like in that prime spot too, because everyone was leaving and everyone assumed he was the next out the door. And
Sammy too. They were assumed Sammy was out too, and
they both re-signed, for long-term deals.
But Vince has always
rewarded him.
Loved Owens right from day one, right?
Oh, big time.
For whatever reason, I
think it was a smart move for him to stay too. I feel like everyone went to AEW, and he would have been like another guy in that mix. And I mean, he's so great, he would have stood out at some point. But there's so many bodies there. Whereas WWE, it's like, he's got his legacy built. Like, why not? Like, he's going to be a surefire Hall of Fame guy. He'll probably have an agent job if he wants it, a commentary job if he wants it. Like he's a lifer now for being there. And I think it was like a shrewd move for him.
And Sammy too. That's they went out. They proved their worth. Right after they re-signed too. So I mean, Vince, for whatever, he started Sammy on this path with this bloodline shit. And luckily, Triple H has fucking carried it to even better heights, because Vince would have fucked it up already by now.
So Peter says he forgot about the Knoxville match.
Yeah, already.
Not a shock. He's like, "Oh, I forgot." Like, not a shock, really, but I mean, but he did ask if Bigelow's 92 to 95 run a success. I would say, yeah. I mean, yes. Like, is there?
Yeah.
There's down stretches, like the Doink feud, is a drag, but.
I know it's
remember how that finishes. Yeah, when he lands on the
And the end is like shitty because he runs to follow the click and all that. But just like this initial run in ring and then the LT run alone.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's obviously success. Main event at a WrestleMania.
Big time.
And made good money.
And his career had sputtered before he came back to WWF. Like he had been hot, and then he was, I think, admittedly, he was like too immature to deal with stardom, so he was in the wilderness for a while, so he redeemed himself. And
he has a great run in ECW. Becomes a star. Born star there.
Shows up strong in WCW.
And he gets paid at the end.
And then immediately nothing.
Yeah, but I'm sure he got paid, so it's like whatever by that point. He's just cashing out.
But the start with Goldberg was really good.
Yeah. Okay. Here's why I love the Doink, Bigelow, and Luna feud, because the day of was it WrestleMania 10? They had their mixed tag match. My wife and I had just gotten my ex-wife and I had just gotten together. We might not have even been married yet, and it was an afternoon pay-per-view, and we got it. And my father shows up with my cousin and his wife and their kids, who at this point were like super born again fucking Christians. And they walk in just as a giant guy with a tattooed head, a dominatrix, are fighting a clown and a midget. And they walk in, and the kids were just like, what is this? And they, my cousin-in-law rushed them out the fucking front door.
So it was like Abe Simpson coming in and out of the bar.
Yep, yeah, exactly. And my wife and I fucking died. We were just dying laughing on the couch. It was so fucking funny.
Hilarious. I mean, at least it wasn't the Attitude Era they showed.
Too bad they missed out on the ladder match
with the body paint bikinis on.
Oh, yeah. Or usually like that's when we always make the joke about my dad walking in when it's like Finkel versus Whippleman in the tuxedo match. What the fuck are you watching?
I'll tell you, I used to always watch with my dad a lot growing up, because he was a big fan growing up, and then wasn't as into it like when I was later, but he would watch a lot of pay-per-views. Obviously, we only had like one big TV, that pay-per-view ready. But I'm gonna be with him on vacation next weekend for Elimination Chamber. So I already told him, like, it's been a while, but we're gonna be saddling up on the couch watching the pay-per-view, because we gotta watch Sammy Roman live. So
that's awesome.
I'm sure he'll be asleep in the recliner.
I can't wait to hear. I cannot wait to hear that pop.
He's gonna use the old song, right? He's gonna use
that could be.
I don't know. I'd like something. I don't know. I never really liked the old song.
I know, but that music back in Montreal, like, I think that place will go fucking crazy.
It could be like a Canadian Stampede atmosphere for that.
No shit. Yeah, good call.
Oh, especially when he loses. That place is gonna fucking melt.
Montreal is a great wrestling town, regardless, but for this, it'll be fucking molten hot.
Moose says he's going to use his old music.
All right. Sweet.
Oh yeah,
they got it.
His El Generico music. I can't remember what it was. First time I saw Generico in Jersey All Pro in Rahway at a fucking like community center.
God knows Montreal has nothing else to cheer for. Who do you think said that, you guys?
Well, Les Habs were in the Stanley Cup final.
He just did the Papoose to go on the floor. That was a pretty big move. These guys are busting some shit out here at MSG tonight. We'll count out win.
Oh,
that was a good finish, though.
Gotta go with your best stuff at MSG. Another count out.
I'll take it.
I always thought Tatanka at this point it was fine. I thought the gimmick was outdated. That's why I never really liked it. And like this shit, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
He was over as fuck though, man. Like
he was. And I thought he was a great wrestler. I loved his little weird comeback in like 2008 for like a week and a half.
and he looked exactly the same, just like back one.
The worst part of his whole run, like early on, that never made sense to me, is this fucking guy is undefeated for like 19 months. And never gets a world title shot. Like it completely destroyed kayfabe. Like he never gets any title matches.
What did we just? Did we just cut to? We must have lost something there.
It just proved. No, it just proved.
Dusty Rhodes ahead in front of us now.
Yeah.
To me, it just proved
in the back of my head.
Oh baby, the back of my head.
It's better than what you're seeing.
Baby. I think JT, I think that just proved the racism inherent in the system.
That's true. But it just felt like it really blew the kayfabe aspect apart. Like, you got guys getting title shots every night on house shows, but this guy's undefeated.
Right.
And then who's he lose it to? Fucking like Ludwig Borga.
That match was great.
I love that match. Yeah.
It's a good segment.
An actual Nazi.
I'll be right back, guys.
Because after all that time, Borga pinned him with one finger.
The person of color loses his fucking winning streak without any fucking title shots to a literal fucking Nazi who stinks. Ugh.
In fairness, he
did
was
have
very
that-
Ludwig
yeah.
Borg was very liberal at that time. He was very pro clean air. He was very green at the time. Remember that was his whole thing. He talked about all the pollution
and he
in
was
America.
because he was an
Uh-huh.
environmentalist.
He's a Finnish environmentalist.
Oh, okay. Oh, dude, the fucking I'm still saying Samoan SWAT team, but what the fuck? It's
Head shrinkers.
head shrinkers. That speaking of racist fucking gimmicks. Ugh.
It's the head shrinkers, referred to with the surprise.
Yeah, but anyway, just to close that
participant.
out, like it made no sense to me. Like I think it's one of those things where the undefeated thing just became a weird. I don't even call it crutch, but he should have just lost way before that. Like it just made no sense. Like to spend a year and a half undefeated and like legit be in opening matches half the time.
Undefeated gimmicks are the fucking worst because they no one, no matter what promotion, ever fucking can figure them out.
Goldberg was the closest they ever got. I mean, for him,
it was fine, but everyone's just was disappointed that it was Nash.
Right. Well, they felt the thought was right. You give it. It's like the streak ending to Brock, right? It's very similar. It's like
I like
the feeling
that.
was
I like that. I thought that was
right, but the feeling was that someone young should get the rub, right? So like it was the same with Goldberg.
Ted DiBiase Jr. I remember when that.
I didn't want anyone. No, why? Because no one young needs that rub because then you can't ever live up to it. It's fucking Brock Lesnar.
Well, and I think at the time, I don't know if we realized like Brock was going to be around this much longer with this much high profile stuff. Like it seemed like, oh, Brock, like he's not even around that much. But now it's like, well, it's been another 10 years of him as a top guy. So in retrospect, it worked. But I think in the moment,
the original plan was, we'll let Brock beat Taker so that Roman could beat Brock the next year. And of course that got changed multiple times.
Who do they fight? I can't make any sense of this. I'm like
guns probably or something.
Pretty ugly here.
Taking a turn for the worse.
Yeah. It's like the Zapruder film of fucking fan cams.
Yeah.
It's like the Keith Hernandez spit tape.
Nice game, pretty boy.
Oh, it is the guns. Yeah.
I know this era way too well. Is that Kamala too? Is it a 6-man?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 6-man. Smoking guns.
Wait,
and
hold on a second. The guns and Kamala.
Who's with the head shrinkers?
Wow.
Alpha working?
Guns and Kamala.
Yeah, that's the surprise.
Alpha?
Alpha.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
The guns and Kamala. Imagine that, like a long running
that pork's not gonna get on the smoker itself. Kamala versus Alpha, 1993. I'm not sure I'm gonna stick around for that one.
I was gonna mention the pork, but
yeah.
I'm in it for the whole uncle. I'm putting it on at 12:30 at this point. It's fine.
You're the boy. You're the man.
So Alpha hadn't wrestled in about 9 years at this point.
For the first time ever, since we're having a Super Bowl party here at our house tomorrow because I finally, like this last year, ponied up and got YouTube TV so I could watch some network shit.
Thank you. That's what I have YouTube TV, but I also have an antenna on the back of the house. So like that, too, like tomorrow night, I'll use the TV with that on it because it'll be live. YouTube TV is great, but you're whatever, like a minute behind. So
I'm excited to see Rihanna.
A whole minute.
Hey, when you got a bunch of like diehard football fans, that minute can be an eternity for people.
I don't know how much I'm going to see.
When you have a bunch of fucking gambling addicts, that minute it's like the Sting running the wire a little late.
I don't know how much
forget it.
I'm going to get to see because I'm going to be we have to go to the Hollywood side. Nora has said, my daughter.
Tell her all about the woman who jumped off it while she's there.
But I do want to see Rihanna because performing with Rihanna. Do you know who her guitarist is, Johnny? Can you guess? I've mentioned it in the past.
No, right.
Let me guess. Buddy Holly.
No, incorrect. The late great Buddy Holly. No,
hologram Buddy Holly.
Nuno Betancourt from my high school, my favorite band in high school, Extreme, will be on.
Really?
Performing at the Super Bowl.
A dude from Extreme is performing at the Super Bowl. Nice.
More than words.
That's right. And Wholehearted was another big hit.
Is this the main event?
I think so. You were right about them, like getting the stars out.
No, we have one more match.
One more.
One more. Okay.
Yeah.
one more.
It's gonna be
match.
perfect. I'm trying to think of who's still lingering around on this card. I don't think
Perfect
Mr.
is
Hughes is
Mr.
here.
Hughes. Yeah, I was gonna say we saw Mr. Hughes.
That would be a letdown.
Well, I think he would have came out during that Taker segment if he were there. So I don't think he's there.
No,
guessing
he's
it's
in
Imperfect.
he's in
And
Indianapolis.
Perfect was a baby face at this time, right?
Yeah.
I think we're getting Perfect. That's my prediction. Or Yoko. I mean, I don't unless we get a title match main event.
We've discussed both participants during the
That's
show.
Billy Gunn in there working right now.
Oh, Perfect
I have
Luger.
no-
Perfect Luger's my prediction. Perfect Luger.
I have no memory of Kamala as babyface Kamala.
know.
It was short-lived.
The Guns and Kamala. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
We've got 14 people in chat right now. Come on, you guys, come up with a name for this stable. Guns and Kamala.
The Guns and Kamala. Okay,
It's a risk with Winston in this chat that you just asked.
The Ugandan bullets. Come on. The
Ugandan ass boys.
Gotta have smoking, I think, in it somewhere.
Scissor Me Daddy Kamala. Come on.
There you go.
the smoking racists.
Yes.
I fucking love that Billy Gunn is as big as he is right now.
Yeah, good for him.
With this,
Did he turn
great.
in that? I only saw the
No,
result. I only saw the result. Yeah.
no, he did. Well, here's the thing: in the middle of the match, like he runs out and gets involved, and it immediately got real awkward. They didn't really pull it off very well, but they were giving you the hint, like, all right, here's where he turns. Of course, he's going to turn and join his sons instead, and he doesn't, and his sons fucking hit him in the face with a belt. But but they teased it, but because that was the obvious thing, they roosted up.
Right.
It's a swerve, bro. And then the Guns win the belts. And then immediately every fan is just immediately so many fans just like, well, this is just a way to maybe make them transitional champions and then get it onto top flight because they're kind of hot now too. I was like, no, you know who's hot? The fucking Acclaimed. And the Guns, they've got a long-standing feud. Let them fucking Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express this shit. They'll win them back at the fucking pay-per-view. It's not like Tony Khan. I know he's got ADD, but I don't think he's suddenly lost interest in the guy selling the most fucking t-shirts.
No, he still got it.
The Guns
Wow.
were good.
Oh,
dude.
nice.
The gimmick
Flat-faced
was the fucking shits, but the Guns were good.
Yeah, they get a little rough toward the end. Someone who's just watched a lot of 1996 TV.
Yeah.
A little rugged.
I
A
saw
little
the
rough at
footage
the
of
end.
like one of the rare shows where they fired off actual like blanks into the audience, like shooting off guns. Like,
You think a younger Alec Baldwin got the idea? of that show?
I was at Mind Games and they had a great match with
We'll log it, Owen.
Owen and Bulldog heel at the time because Sonny was their manager. And they lose the belts, I think.
Yeah, that's the title change. Yeah. So you were at Shawn Mankind. That's sweet.
Yeah, I was there. Me and my wife.
And your born again Christian cousins. They did not go.
No, they did not come to.
That was at the Spectrum.
Yeah, it was at the new building.
It was at the
Core State.
That was the year that they built it.
It was one of the first events at that fucking building.
Right.
I remember walking in and being like, at first I'm like, this is the fucking Spectrum, but then I was also like, wow, this is a lot nicer than the fucking Spectrum.
All right, John, Andy, one crazy story from being a DJ at a strip club.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Think about it. We got the rest of this match.
Yeah. Well, no, dude, I've had a ton, but the craziest thing happened when I wasn't there. But
yeah, that kid's choked. The office getting involved.
Yeah, when you were in Vancouver, you
Mad
told
at
us quite a few tales.
Oh, I'm sure I did, dude. I just right now I can't think of any off the top of my head. I remember. Okay, there was like I said, I wasn't here for this, but apparently, some dude we got a shit ton of fucking was getting a shit ton of private dances over in the platinum room, which is where I did all my work. That was 18 and up, fully nude, smaller area. And the other side of the place was the real big bar with 2 stages and,
all ages.
Yeah, all ages. And just titties. And so this guy was getting a bunch of private dances at the platinum room and run up like a $500, $600 bill and tried to dine and dash, basically.
Oh boy.
And runs out the DJ, the bouncer, who was, I can't remember his name, but he had served like 4 tours of duty in Iraq and shit like that. So he'd seen some shit. Because if I had been there that night and I'd seen this shit, I'd be in the fucking mental hospital. So he runs out. It doesn't see the guy anywhere in the big empty parking lot, and then walks around and hears a rustling in one of the trees in the parking lot. Looks up, realizes the guy climbed the tree. Just as the branch snaps, the guy comes tumbling down, lands on his fucking head, splits his fucking head open, and dies in the hospital 3 days later.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you told us that one in Vancouver.
And but then when he's telling me, I was like, holy shit, dude. I mean, I couldn't have handled that. He's like, I've seen a lot worse. I'm like, I'm sure you have, man. I'm glad you were there. But when we tell the fucking story, we all, I think I came up with a name for the guy. I started calling him George of the Jungle. Remember George of the Jungle? He had to watch out for that fucking tree.
Or how his funeral would go, where you'd have to explain
how the funeral would go. I don't know.
I'll
Frank died.
Explain how he died.
Right? Like, how the fuck do we even tell that story?
Well, he tried to stiff a fucking peeler at a fucking $565 and climbed a fucking tree and killed himself.
Classic George.
I mean, I
got one. Okay, JT, I got one that I remember that I was there for. We were right across the street from a homeless shelter. Place is called the Bus Stop. So literally like on the city edge.
Hold on, the homeless center was, or the strip club?
No, the strip club was the bus
All
stop.
right.
No, the bus literally stopped.
They'll call him A, they'll call him B.
Yeah, the bus from like out of state stopped. There was a bus station there. So either you checked into the homeless shelter or you got a job at the fucking strip club. And me and my door guy were outside. We had no customers on a Wednesday night. It's like 1:30 in the morning. And we're outside having a smoke. And there's this woman just out of her mind on whatever across the street, banging on the doors of the homeless shelter, about maybe 50 yards away. And she's like screaming like, gobbity goo. And fucking cop car pulls up. We're watching this smoking. They thankfully don't see us or don't fucking care. They get out and we're waiting for the show of them trying to like talk her down. They got out, immediately shot her with 2 fucking tasers. She goes, boom, down. And they toss her in the back of the fucking squad car and drive away. I was like,
she had to be a regular.
Yeah,
they must have known.
Like, holy fucking shit. Did you see that?
Wild.
They must have known her. That had to be like a regular.
It's Alice. Alice needs a few volts.
Yeah. She's back at the depot.
Jack her up.
AKA the bus stop.
Yeah. It's a fascinating world.
Oh, is this when he announces, this is my favorite part.
Did you do rope drop when you were at last time you went to Disney Resort there, JT?
I love the shift from the strip club to Disney.
Yeah.
Both really work you for the money.
Yep, they really do.
Yeah, we stayed. We generally have stayed on property and gone like when it opens.
Oh, so you get
it's
there.
It's the best way to get on like a ride out of the gate.
Yeah. But those are like the hotels are like, that's a boost. That's an extra boost that you're adding to your your trip. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're going Space Mountain. We're going to do rope drop. We're not staying at one of the
Space Mountain.
We're doing rope drop. We're going Ric Flair, Matterhorn, Splash Mountain, then Big Thunder. Try to get that done within that first hour and 10 minutes, and then just kind of spread out. Let's see if we can get in another kind of like big tier thing before we start using Genie Plus there, and then just head over to Galaxy's Edge and have like a Ronto wrap or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're lucky. So I haven't had to use Genie Plus yet. So we did, like the last couple times we've gone was still Fast Pass, and then the last couple times we've gone now, my son actually qualifies for the Disability Pass, so we're able to use that to move through things, and it's like a game changer. I mean, he needs it. Like he wouldn't be able to last in line. So, but we, it really is like the last time when we used it, last time we went, it was like 1:30, and we're like, oh, what are we gonna do?
I love that you had to. I love that you felt the need to qualify.
I do. Well, I do. Exactly. There'll be someone out there like,
look, I'm not using my kid for the.
This motherfucker's using him. Well, this is what I tell him, because my son gets like, and because he doesn't do a lot of rides, so he's like,
you're right about Narcissist.
It's Luger. It's gotta be Luger. Perfect.
Yeah.
He's like, you're using my pass. I'm like, dude. I mean, you fucking owe me for everything else you put us through. Like this is your fucking payment, brother, for everything else. Like I'll get on that goddamn rock and roller coaster with no line. All the bullshit you put me through.
Look at this stupid fucking thing. It looks like someone's grandmother's fucking mirror.
Definitely does. It looks like the mirror from fucking be like in the room in House of Stranger Things.
Exactly.
Narnia. It's like the entrance into Narnia.
It definitely looks it.
Yeah. That is Morello there, yeah. Morello and Fink.
Vince's mom definitely called him, Vinny, where's my mirror? Shut up. Luger needed an MSG.
Like he had to send. Who did he send to? Who did he send to?
Oh,
Greenwich?
Harvey definitely.
Oh, Harvey. Yeah. No, Finkel. It was Finkel.
Yeah, Finkel. Howard, you fucking fat fuck! Get over to my mom's house and get the Okay, boss.
Just get it out without her looking.
Whatever you say.
That's an episode right there. That's way better than anything you'd ever see on Young Rock. It would go like you gotta have two of them, right? Two of them that don't get along, Fink and but somebody's still low on the totem pole too. Both who want to impress the boss man.
Lombardi.
Yeah, there we go.
Look, he dwarfs this. Where did they find this at a pawn shop on fucking?
It's awful. It's awful.
Look at this.
It's like just don't do the mirror. if it's gonna be this.
The Lexorcist Lark.
Vince has used bigger mirrors than this fucking snort coke off of.
God damn it.
Him and Hogan went through three of the. Him and Hogan went through three of those mirrors writing.
That's the Vince
the Hogan and Mean Gene carrier. Hotel to hotel.
Oh my god. Let's go.
Extended pose.
Luger's robe, a little
check out my ass.
His robe was always stupid too. It was like it looked like foil. Like it was it's like the one Saul's brother wears. It Better Call Saul, that fucking thing. That's the Saul life again.
Well, they were pinching pennies at this time. I think it's obvious.
Clearly by that mirror.
Their mirror budget. Their mirror budget was in the fucking
gear.
Toilet.
They found that in some closet at MSG. They had to have. I mean,
no, someone's on mirror
sighting.
Someone's on mirror duty, having to take it from town to town.
MTT favorite Rene Goulet.
Yeah, he's right there talking to the ref.
Mm-hmm. Tell him we got to go home in 5 minutes. The fucking union's
curfew. He's posing way too fucking much. The 93 curfew.
Something's up. Someone no show. Perfect no show.
We will now finish with another 12 minutes of posing in front of the mirror.
The mirror will come back out now.
Oh, this is where they're doing the arm pad. He's got to put the arm pad on.
Right.
Goulet never had the long sleeve button down.
No, always short sleeve.
Always short sleeve.
Like it. He worked for the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Exactly.
Out there,
he's knocking on your fucking
trying
door.
to spread the word.
He's either knocking on your
brothers in a mission.
He's either knocking on your door to talk to you about fucking Jesus in the wilderness,
Joseph Smith,
he's working at NASA, or he's working at NASA.
Golden plates and all that.
NASA, yeah.
If he has a cigarette hanging out of his fucking mouth, he's definitely working on that.
Interesting contradiction. Yeah. No caffeine, but they don't say anything about nicotine.
Not Rene Goulet.
This is like a low key, pretty stacked little card for June of '93. Like,
oh, it is. It's definitely
they got almost every star. There was no, I mean, outside of Shango and Tito.
Yeah, basically all the stars that fucking matter. I mean, the other one has Hogan and Beefcake. And I at this point, when I check in, I was like, anything Hogan or Beefcake related, I was like, are you fucking serious still with this shit?
Yeah. There is that match on the unreleased DVD, Hogan, Beefcake, and Money Inc. I'm not sure where it's from, though. It's pretty bad.
Money.
Oh, there's one of them and the Beverly Brothers too on a Coliseum video.
Yeah.
Money Inc. stinks because it doesn't even make conceptual sense. Why would the corrupt fucking billionaire be hanging out with the tax guy?
Man? I know.
Well, he paid him off so he can avoid paying taxes.
Yeah.
He's a crooked tax man.
He's a crooked tax man. I see. Tax man. That was the kind of shit like people walk in and you're like embarrassed of watching wrestling. But who's this guy? His name is IRS, the wrestling accountant.
No, wait. Before you leave, his first name is Irwin.
Irwin. Or what? Shyster. Now,
think about
Shyster. Dude, Mo Howard would have said that was too fucking terrible.
That's way too many Three Stooges references tonight. It was too much.
Larry would be like,
about the normal.
Irwin, Shyster. It sounds a little hacky, Mo.
I don't write this shit.
I don't write this shit, numbskull. That Jules White.
No, it's true. Other than the Hogan main event, the indie show had like no depth to it at all.
I mean, everyone's here. I don't know who else they have. Jannetty, was Jannetty there?
Yoko against Duggan, Hughes against Virgil.
Really?
Steiner brothers against Blake Beverly and Damian Demento. Crush and Doink, of course. Luna and Sherry. Yeah, I would have rather had that on this card. And then Owen and Terry Taylor, like I said before.
I'm surprised they didn't do Luna, Sherry, and MSG. That would have been a big one.
Mm-hmm.
If you put that in place of Shango Tito, like, this is a pretty damn good card.
Yeah.
Kick his ass. This kid's having the time of his life. Yeah, I've said many times on the show that Perfect was the first heel I ever cheered for, but at this time he was babyface. I remember, and on one of your on Halloween show, or a Survivor Series show that it was a Halloween show I did with Max and I did with you.
Yep.
You guys asked our favorite Survivor Series team, and mine still is the Perfect Team with all
from
three
89
members of Demolition. Yeah.
Oh, 90. Yeah.
Where he
in the gimp masks.
Yeah, where he beats what's his name? He beats Von Erich first, and then almost beats Warrior.
Yeah,
but then Warrior just like
destroys him,
levels up. Yeah,
right. It was down to those for the final two.
Yeah,
and there was a Perfect Team the previous year, and that was actually one of the better Survivor Series matches ever. Came down to Perfect and Jimmy Snuka.
Oh yeah.
Piper was a nonsensical Survivor Series team with Piper and Snuka on the same side.
Oh, dude, I wasn't even watching at the time. I was like, wait, Piper and Snuka are teaming up? Go fuck yourself.
I know.
And your stupid names, dopey fucking names for these teams.
But those are actually pretty good shows. Or when I watched them,
what were some of the
years
fucking
ago?
names?
They were
the Visionaries. That was one.
Yeah,
that was all right.
The Vipers.
It was like Piper's Diapers or some shit. I don't know.
No, Rowdies.
Roddies.
Yeah,
that stinks.
The Dream Team also had 2 years running.
Rude's Brood.
Rude's Brood is a great name.
The Hulkamaniacs, of course.
There's a reason why Vince got rid of that in the 90s. It stinks.
But those, I don't know.
Yeah, but him saying the names are great.
I love
it's Rowdies versus the Roots.
Yeah, screaming everything at the beginning. Awesome.
So good.
There was
that
the
tag
Keenan
team
family against Warriors team was a really good one.
I think it was just the Warriors.
That tag team one where everyone's around the entire fucking ring looked fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but that was crazy, that one at the 88 Survivor Series. If Peter's still in the chat, shout out to him because he lives and dies by that show. That was a crazy good match. And the first one too in 87 was a good one. The tag.
Welcome to chat there, Tungsten Wallace.
No, I was a total mark for the
Survivor
Series. I was an Orthodox Survivor Series fan.
Oh, an Orthodox.
Wow, yeah, as soon as they stopped doing the teams, I hated that.
Well, you didn't observe those?
Because it was like the all-star game for the WWF, because you had guys teaming with each other.
He's talked to me. And now that we're all here, like he's talked about suicide bombings and stuff.
Shows up with a vest made of fucking hot dogs. Blow up the fucking Survivor Series.
Well, look what happened to the show for years. It became like just a regular show that no one cared.
Yeah, there's been some that are better than others along the way, like
up and down. Yeah, they've had good main events over the years, but like
Kelly, I'm with you. I actually found let's see if I pull the image up and show you guys. I wrote a letter on typewriter to them complaining that they didn't do Survivor Series matches in like 92 or whatever. It is a typewritten letter.
Yeah, that one was.
I found it a couple years ago.
Wow. Yeah, I
didn't like it when they got rid of them altogether because that didn't make any sense to call the show fucking Survivor Series.
Yeah,
but put one, do one.
Dear sirs, right?
But then Peter. It became like a token thing.
I also complained about they were advertising matches and not having like British Bulldog versus Berserker at WrestleMania 8. They pulled it due to time, and that was in my letter complaining that wasn't included.
Who'd you write the letter to, Vince or the cable company?
I think it was just to the WWF. It was like addressed
to the
them.
magazine.
Yeah, or wherever.
That reminds me of our neighbors in the town.
I didn't have any girlfriends, by the way. I don't know if you picked that up at that time.
At that time, me a while. Didn't go hand in hand with
Peter's comment in the chat. I do not like how you booked the 2008 Survivor Series. Stop.
Pretty much. That's pretty much.
Stop. Telegram.
I think my mom probably typed it on the typewriter.
Our neighbor's Barbie and her kid back then. She got tickets to take him because he was into wrestling at the time to WrestleMania 10, and I watched it with my wife at home. They get back. I'm like, man, that was a good show. And I was talking about the ladder match in particular, and she was pissed because they promised that 10-man and they didn't do it, so they didn't get everything they fucking paid for. I was trying to explain to her, I'm like, well, yeah, they had to cut that because that amazing ladder match was so good. She's like, it was too long and they had to cancel something we were promised. Fuck them. Like, it was the fucking funniest thing.
So later that year that happened, my cousin's parent is like my second cousin, whatever. So they're my dad's cousin and his wife.
Oh, so she's legal?
To the Warwick Musical Theater for the annual show, and the fake Undertaker wrestled. They were so mad because they didn't get that it was a storyline. They're like, it wasn't even the real Undertaker. They had this other guy out there pretending to be the Undertaker. They were so upset. And I'm like, no, that's the storyline that, yes, he's not the real Undertaker. And they're like, no, that wasn't right.
But that's sort of the point. That's sort of the point too, to get fucking people to go, fuck you.
Right. Yeah, so they thought they were trying to pull it over on him, but I'm like, well,
I can see that.
Today, not today.
They did go with that this was the Undertaker for a couple months, right?
All right.
Crazy.
I never laughed harder at wrestling back then during Undertaker versus fake Undertaker main event, that same show we've been talking about earlier.
Yeah.
When the entire crowd is fucking silent because this fucking stinks. And Vince goes,
yeah,
this crowd is stunned into silence at the sight of two Undertakers.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
No, that was.
It's when
horrible.
something is like they know it's a bad idea when they never talk about it again.
Yeah.
And it was like immediately the next night on Raw, like
Yeah.
I think they mentioned it once and then you never hear about it again after that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, totally erased from history.
it is
I mean,
nuts.
especially
Everything else
after-
they beat into the fucking ground. They'll show highlights for weeks of every
Right,
paper.
right, right.
That one you don't see after that. That was
No,
it.
that one's.
Well, especially after the fucking Diesel Razor match and the Brett Owen match, and then that
And the
is like,
cage.
yeah.
But what were they expecting? Two Undertakers both walking slowly and doing chokes and
Right.
the thrust thing. Like that was
Seeing
all
double.
he had at that time.
4 Undertakers.
Well, and Brian Lee's good. Like I feel like that put a stink on him, but
Yeah.
like
Oh, no,
rewatching
Brian Lee
some of
was
his stuff
fun.
is like ECW is great.
Yeah, Brian Lee was fun doing garbage shit with Tommy Dreamer in ECW and in Memphis.
All right, Luger, wrap it up.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of this tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
No
we
shit.
get
Luger can be great. He
Nobody
wasn't
knows
great
shit about
here.
this. Is the real hard cam over here in Section H. But this is a standard hard cam, so this guy knows what he's doing. It's right where the
Yeah,
Does
he's
he
got-
really?
MSG
got-
entrance is.
It's
There.
got the entrance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Jerry Seinfeld came over and grabbed it from the guy who kept shooting the fat guy. He's like, let me show you how to do
It's a Brody
Let
Hole.
me show you how to do this.
What's the deal with your Betamax?
What's the deal with Johnny Gonzalez?
What's the deal with that body hair?
It's not really body or hair.
This might be the worst Kurt Hennig match I've ever seen. I've seen
Yeah.
bad ones in the
Man, one
AWA.
job. Well, and think about it. Like literally the next night, he's got one of the best matches of his career against Brett.
Yeah.
Oh, the match between these two at WrestleMania sucked as well.
Yeah,
from
that
what I
was regular.
recall.
It's all right, but yeah.
Yeah. That's when he gives that promo. The Lexorcist Lark. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the stupid finish with it just looked really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, like the ref couldn't have missed that,
Right.
of course. With the
They make
feet
up
on the
for it though
ropes.
when
Yeah.
Sean throws the bucket of wood on Perfect's head in the back.
Oh, right, yeah.
Perfect's
He
babyface
just said sit
turn.
down. He told the guy to sit down.
Yeah.
Perfect's babyface turn on when Heenan slaps him on primetime. Great shit, but Perfect was a shitty fucking babyface.
Yeah, it just didn't match. Ah,
Oh,
hey,
hello,
gotta put in,
hello.
18 plus. Got to put an 18 plus on the NSFW for tonight's MTC. Ass Luger.
Not much. Luger doesn't have much going on. That's the first time I've ever seen Luger's ass.
Yeah. I
And,
don't
you know
recall
what?
it.
Yeah. He's got the
What's
white
that?
man's disease, definitely.
It's because
He's got the
Flair,
I mean,
He's
Flair
like,
hogged all the ass
things are
spots.
looking pretty blurry here. Like he's in the chat right now. Now, come on, Johnny. This
No,
is
no,
a
he's got
fan
that-
cam.
he's got that Hank Hill fucking syndrome.
This guy's talking about it with his son now. What do you
Yeah,
think? 7.5 out of 10?
What is that, Dad?
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Saturday Night at the Garden. Look at Lex Luger's ass.
Yep. Nothing like
A
it.
father and his
The
son.
summer in 93.
It's gonna be a voiceover like on the fucking Wonder Years.
Wonder Years.
In
Yeah.
a Sandlot or something.
And that's when my dad and I bonded, when we saw the narcissist fucking asshole.
But it's got to be. But it's got to be something from 93 instead of the birds or whatever it would have been. So it'd be like, right here, right now.
I gotta call you out. It's more like 1990. That song.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
say I think that was
you're right.
pre-grunge, but it did work still.
Put a little salt and pepper made it worked.
Yes. What a man, what a man.
Man, what a mighty good man.
That's a great song, LT.
I love it. I love it. Bigelow threatened to hit one of those bitches.
Which one, sir? Peppa.
Spinderella. That's not music.
Which one did Vince sexually assault?
Yeah.
No, Vince hated salt. I love the pepper.
Oof.
Did someone say assault? No, salt. Salt.
Salt. I specifically asked for salt.
And Bigelow's like, oh, no, don't do that. There you go, perfect. Let's
Love
go.
that
Take it
drop
home.
kick. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Put him away.
Almost.
He's not getting pinned here. I think he was
No.
still undefeated into King of the Ring. So I mean, not that they counted house shows, but
Mhm.
I think we're getting another DQ here.
Uh-huh.
Or count out.
Oof, it's the
Yeah, here we
minute,
go.
Oh,
Right
no,
on cue. Right on
Yeah.
cue.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because they were involved in the feud at this moment, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Were they?
Does
Yeah.
he have
Yeah.
fucking culottes on?
Hmm.
He's got like Oshkosh Bagosh. Sean does. with the-
Dude, he
There's
looks like
the forearm.
Harry Styles ripped him off.
Of course, they set it up at the beginning. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Interesting.
Oh wow.
End to
Yeah.
the evening with
We got
the Luger
under a
triumph.
minute left here.
I think we could do another one of these. We'll do some more.
Right now? You
want to
roll right into
Yeah,
July?
let's go
Yeah.
right into August
Uh-huh.
Go
'93.
get
That's
that
the
pork
next
on
one.
the thing.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, no, we'll go another 2 hours.
I'm gonna preheat
thank
that
you.
smoker while I'm thinking of it.
Thank you so much, JR. This is the best, man.
Yeah,
having you
man.
on.
Thanks, JT. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah. you
Yeah, that was a
kept,
great time, guys. Thanks for reaching out to me, Trav. It was 6 months ago, but I appreciate it. Been in my calendar since.
Yeah, no.
Booked
was an
well
awesome
in
time.
advance.
Yeah, no. Hopefully we can do it again soon. I was thinking if there's sometime when Kelly's not around, maybe we can have you and Scott on. That'd be a perfect.
I like come on if Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, beat
Yeah,
it.
a good point. I get
That's
it. I get it.
fine. Yeah.
We're gonna get my buddy
Whatever.
Will on.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, Will hasn't been on
Eventually. And you know what? I want to put this. I want to get Pete on because he always
Oh, we're gonna
swore
get
he'd
Pete.
never want to do this because he didn't want to watch bad wrestling. And we need to get him on.
He's
And
never done it.
I will pick it, and it will be the worst wrestling.
Yeah. He said, like I remember when we were doing the Kenobi podcast, he said, "Do you guys ever watch good wrestling?" It's like, occasionally, sometimes we look into it because he wanted to.
I know. He just doesn't
yeah.
understand
Yeah,
It's
the
a
appeal.
No,
I'd say
I'm
Pete-
gonna promise him. I'm gonna promise him a night of nothing but Mid-South and UWF, and then we're gonna pull the fucking rug
yeah.
out.
It's all going to be
nothing but
Indianapolis, yeah,
Indianapolis,
California.
and
Oh, God.
California Championship, and Rocky Mountain Pro.
I'd say Pete saw some bad wrestling that he sat through the Bray Wyatt LA Night match live, but I think he was sleeping at that point. So I don't think he saw any of it.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, on Twitch.
Yeah, man.
See you guys next time.